Okay, faggot, what's next?
Oh no! Oh jeez!
And there will be gorilla shit all over down there.
Oh, buddy!
What?
You're a dishonest cunt!
Hold us hostage.
Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they are disgusting.
Enough! I will hear no more of this Hebrew nonsense.
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you?
Well, I can't understand none of it. This one begat that one, and that one begat this one, and begat, and lo and behold, someone says some shit to someone or another. Just how retarded are you?
Nobody's saying you can't own a gun. Nobody's even saying you can't carry a gun. All we're saying is you can't carry a gun in town.
I hope you die.
Oh, fart nigger.
You little bastard, you attacked my stepson?
Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's the Steel Toe Evening Show. I'm Aaron Imholt. Yeah, I'm all changed. I'm all showered and changed. Man, did I go running today. I'm getting good runs. I had to stop playing basketball because of my shoulder, and I've actually had to do real exercise. Not that running a couple full court games isn't, not that won't get your heart rate up. But I actually had to start running and, getting 3 miles in each time I go. And that along with some leg lifting and a trip to the sauna, that'll burn you out pretty. I got some good sleep in today, boy. Oh, my goodness. Nothing will put your ass to bed like a good run. I get it, man. I get these runners. I get why they like it so much. You feel good. You feel fantastic. You know, nothing beats a missed goal quite like going for a nice run. Kind of, you know what you do? You put everything in perspective. You go, dude, relax. It's fine. You've been through shitty economies before. Your show's been around forever. And if you want to get petty about it, now all these people that celebrate when you miss goals will be that much sadder in a year or two when you're still just doing your show like you always have. So there's like, the run is nice for like if you had a bad day at work and you go for the run and you're like, this is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. About halfway through a 3-mile run, you start to go, oh, I want to fucking die. And then there's something about watching that time tick down, especially when it gets to the single digits. Like, I got single digits left. I got 9 minutes left. And then it passes like the 20-minute mark, and you're like, I got 8 minutes or what. Like, I think I did my 3 miles in like 28:45 or something like that. I like to keep my average under 10 minutes. My average is over 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, no, I'm the fat, slow kid who walks the mile in class. That's no good. But I got 3 miles in today. Then I went in the sauna, and it was just me and a bunch of other fat, middle-aged dudes talking about football and baseball. You know, it was like an old Roman bathhouse. We got to just sit in there, and, you know, if we would have agreed on the Vikings or the Patriots, there was a guy from Boston in there. So we had to talk about the Patriots a little bit. And Patriots and the Sox. We had to talk about the Sox. If we would have agreed on any more items, I think there might have been some Roman bathhouse action going on in the sauna, which there were a couple girls in there. It would have made them uncomfortable. But I got to tell you, hell of a day. Then I came home. I fasted for like 16 hours. The fast is good. You know that rumbling you get in your tummy? That's good. That's your body burning off all that excess fuel. You need that. And so then I ate a little bit. I took a nap. I woke up. I felt fantastic. I got the show ready first. Of course, we have to be responsible. But holy shit. What just a fantastic day. So for those of you who were celebrating today's L, I'll tell you what, my comments get crazy when we have a bad day. Oh my God, do they like to It's like I've verified their existence. Nothing will make me more right than missing a goal in the morning, because I'll be like, oh my God, I think I'm literally saving lives. I think the Steel Toe Morning Show is keeping people alive. Like, you take Buzimok, for example. I'm not keeping him, like, Zumach is keeping Buzimok alive, but he might put a gun in his, like, he might hang himself if it wasn't for Chad Zumach. So Chad kind of owns him in that way. And then all these other people, like, there's 5 or 6 people who will just jump in and be like, you're the fucking worst. I fucking hate you. I hope you die. Literally, I hope you die. And I'm like, geez, you know, if I would have hit the goal today, these people might have run into traffic. So I'm glad I can save lives. You know, I get to keep doing my show. I get to be humbled a little bit, and they don't die. So I don't know how that isn't a win-win. Real quick, thank you to Oz for Mayor for starting us off. This is a funny one. $1 from Oz for Mayor. He says, speaking from experience in your past life, is Kash Patel on coke? I hate to do this because I've only really seen people on coke. I've done coke 4 times, and they've all been bumps. Like, they haven't been lines. They've been little bumpskis, right? Never liked it. I don't like the things up my nose. Like, even when I did Molly, I had it brought to me in pill form. And I would take it orally or, you know, sometimes anally if you're feeling like a hoot. Is Kash, but I've only seen people on it. And it's not a glamorous drug. Like, if you know people are on it, they look stupid. They look wired. They look out of control. Is Kash on coke? I don't think so. I think Kash is a high-strung guy. I think if Kash were to do anything, Kash should do some downers. Because he seems like a guy who's just he's like a meerkat, Kash Patel. He's always on high alert. It seems like he's always checking his 6. Well, he's a military guy, isn't he? He's always kind of got his eye. And when you're that tiny, when you're that little of a guy, you got to keep your eyes out for stuff. Balls Deep starting us off today with 5 gifted memberships on Rumble. Thank you very much, Balls. I love balls. Wait, what? We're going to be fine. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. and throw in a couple of memberships, throw in a couple of Rumble rants, and we will be happy to read them tonight, and we will get a big bounce back, and we will have a fantastic show today. We've got Ryan the Garbage Man texted me. He said, were you at least covered in the sauna? Yeah, I mean, I go in there in my workout shorts, which are, I'm not one of these young guys now. They wear these really uncomfortably high up shorts. It's like, guys, we got rid of those in the 80s for a reason. I wear regular, like down to the knees, 90s, 2000s basketball shorts. And then I've got a towel over my shoulders so I just don't, recklessly sweat everywhere. So there's really no access for a hand job, even if one was offered. I'm also scared of getting in trouble. It's look, let me be very clear. It's mostly the gay thing, but I'm also very nervous about getting in trouble. All right, thank you guys very much for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much for all the contributions and all that. Let's make that happen today, and let's have ourselves a great show. I have so many things to talk about. I think my buddy Clavvicular might be in serious trouble. It sounds like Florida's had it with him. There's a couple guys we're going to talk about tonight where it seems like the places they live just want to make an example out of them. And they just want it's like somebody who's just like embarrassing the place they live and gives them a bad name, and they just want to be done with them. And I don't know if Clavvicular, I don't know if he got on people's radar after that Kanye nightclub thing, or if they're just like, this guy just keeps going out live streaming and causing problems. I think Miami in general wants to kind of cut down on that influencer culture. I think they want the money it brings in, but they also know that those people are there because of the nightlife and how active for young people Miami is. So I think Miami knows they can kind of crack down on a lot of that influencer streaming bullshit, and they'll still be okay. They kind of have to strike a balance, but it has gotten out of hand. And I think they want to make an example out of Clavvicular. And I think in Minnesota here, it sounds like they've kind of had it with this Zach X. It's just weird how things work out. We had him on a Thursday, and my goal was not to make him look stupid, but we did. I think he did that more than I did. I can't take credit for that. I just asked him straightforward questions and he couldn't answer them. But he then got arrested on Saturday, and we got a little more detail to the story than we had this morning. But I think they gave him one chance with that Whipple thing, and now they're just ready to throw the book at him. I think they want to put him away on this one, it seems like. God, he's 36. He's only 3 years younger than I am. He seems like such a baby. He seems like an immature kid. 36 years old. I guess I was doing dumb shit at 36 still. Who am I to judge? A 36-year-old St. Cloud man is facing felony charges after police say he was found saying he punched another man during a No Kings protest and was found with a bulletproof vest and weapons. According to charges filed in Hennepin County Court, officers responded to the intersection of American Boulevard and Penn Avenue South on Saturday, March 28th, after reports of an assault during a No Kings protest. Now, we showed the videos today. Zach X was going around filming people's kids. And as he was going around filming people's kids, adults were trying to get in his way and saying, hey, please stop intentionally filming kids. Because look, you bring kids to a protest, you're kind of putting them in harm's way. I don't think protests are a place for children. But he was intentionally going up to little kids and talking to them. And that's creepy. That's weird. And if I have to explain to you or argue with you as to why that's weird or creepy, I think you probably belong in the Dabbleverse. Because I shouldn't have to explain to you why it's creepy to go out in public and purposely film children. It's a little pedo-y. They asked him to stop. He wouldn't. He kept antagonizing. So he went and filmed another kid, and a guy went, stop filming my kids, and pushed the camera out of his hands. So Zach then took a step back and then just started firing on the guy, just started unloading on him. Broke the guy's nose. Apparently he's going to need surgery. I would guess there's going to be a lawsuit on that as well. He's already had legal action taken against him for sexual assault. He's also out on bond pending the outcome of a 5th-degree assault charge. So he got arrested on this. He got charged with 3rd-degree assault. The complaint states that police identified the suspect as Zach X, which, by the way, people may not know this, is his real name. He changed his name. His family disowned him. He had this sexual assault thing. And so he's changed his name now to Zach X. It's kind of weird. A guy who hates Muslims takes on a Nation of Islam name. He was participating as a counter-protester and was live streaming the event. Officer, which, by the way, he wasn't really a counter-protester. He literally was going out there going, and that was it. That's about the intelligence of his counter-protesting. He was tard-maxing more than anything else. My apologies to actual tards. Officers say X was recording protesters and allegedly pointed his camera at a child, prompting the child's father to push the phone away. I have no problem with the guy doing that. Police say X then punched the man in the nose, breaking it and requiring surgery. Yep, he's fucked. Officers arrested X at the scene and found he was wearing a bulletproof vest under his sweatshirt. So they tacked a charge on for that. Apparently in Minnesota, if you commit a crime while wearing a tactical vest or bulletproof vest, it adds on to the crime. I guess because like you're stopping someone from defending themselves by lethal force. I don't know. Officers arrested X at the scene. He also had a can of OC spray. Great. His left hand was bleeding. There's your evidence. And he received medical attention. Now, police later searched X's vehicle and found a loaded Saber airsoft gun, 2 packages of projectiles, THC cigarettes. What a loser. A pepper spray keychain. What is he, like a college girl who thinks he's going to get raped going to his car? What's with all the different sprays and pellet guns? What a douche. Mechanics end-packed gloves and a black face mask. The gloves match those worn during the assault. You know, if you don't want people to think you're up to no good, maybe don't dress and suit up like a guy who's up to no good. The criminal complaint notes X admitted to punching the man. This was post-Miranda. So post-Miranda, he admits he punched the dude, but claims self-defense, saying the man lunged for his phone. I don't think that's going to work out for you, especially when you have a pending 5th-degree assault case. It's a pattern of behavior. Video reviewed by police showed the man advancing toward X and making a swinging motion at the phone. Police say X had space to retreat before punching. That's a big thing in Minnesota. If you can retreat, you have to retreat. You know, this isn't Florida. We're not a stand-your-ground state. If you can retreat, you get away. X has a pending assault case from December and is currently in custody. Officers say the protest had drawn a crowd and tensions were high between protesters and counter-protesters. I believe his bail's been set at $75,000. So it would have to be, he'd have to come up with $7,500, and he doesn't have a job or anything. So I'm pretty sure, unless somebody comes and bails him out, and Jake Lang isn't his buddy anymore, unless somebody comes and bails him out, he's toast, man. He's going to be sitting in jail. I guess the only time he would get out is when they're doing stuff for his other. The only time he's going to get out of jail for this assault case is when he has to go to some kind of proceeding for his other assault case. Now, according to the complaint, this is sad. I will admit, this is part of this story where I felt bad for Zach X, because I felt like, you know, I'm like, oh my God, this poor kid, like mental illness and stuff like that, and paranoia and delusion. X told officers he wore body armor and carried chemical irritant because he is a, quote, public figure. He's not. And believed he needed protection. He doesn't. Police say both social media and bystander videos were reviewed as part of the investigation. See, that part I felt bad for him. Where he's like, I need protection. I fear for my life because I'm a public figure. Like, bro, you jump into the mix. You jump into this stuff and go, look at me. Yeah, you guys are gay. You guys suck. Blah, blah. Nobody wants to hurt you. Nobody wants to beat you up. Nobody wants to kill you. They just want you to stay the fuck away from their protest. That's it. X faces up to 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine on each felony count if convicted. So, and it's not like they can make a deal where he pleads to one and they drop the other. They're two different cases. So in this one, he has the wearing the bulletproof vest in commission of a crime and the third degree assault charge. The other one is just a 5th degree assault charge. Before this happened, I was pretty confident they would, the way things work, you know, I'm familiar with how things work in the system. I'm thinking they're going to give Zach, I was thinking before this other case happened, that they would just give Zach, he'd plead guilty to some misdemeanor. I don't know what the charge would be, and he'd be on probation. This makes it more difficult because now you have a pattern of a guy who just goes out in public and starts beating people up. Like, this is a guy who starts punching people in the head and breaking people's noses. He's the definition of a danger to the public. They're probably going to lock him up. Maybe not on the first one, but on the second one, they're probably going to lock him up. And they probably should. He's facing 5 years and a $10,000 fine on each felony count if he's convicted. Yeah. And look, man, I told the kid. I told him when he was on the show, I said, dude, you got to stop this shit. You got to knock it off. This is going to bite you in the ass. This is going to get you. And he's not going to. And he keeps going out there. He keeps mixing things up. He keeps doing dumb shit. What can you do? I mean, you tell him. I understand, like, being a parent. I'm not a parent of teenagers yet, but when I am, now I'm going to understand it. You tell them, and they don't listen, and they go out and do it anyway, and the thing you said was going to happen happens. I'm sure that's how my parents felt about me into my 30s. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan with $2 says, if someone set up a contract to pay you the full goal every week for a year with the only stipulation that you don't do your show or any public streams, would you take the deal? No, of course not. I would rather rattle a can for my goal and I love doing a show. I hate having a goal. I've said it. I don't know how many times I can say it until people understand it. My life is fantastic and amazing. And I love doing my show. And I love that tens of thousands of people want to watch me every month. I love that. I just hate the fact that I, lost a gig that paid me a lot of money. And I have 3 kids and I had to keep that, that machine going. And it takes a certain amount of money. That's what I hate. But I do a lot. I do 8 shows every week. I think I give people enough content for it. So no, if they gave me the full goal every week for a year and I had to take a year off of streaming, no, I wouldn't take it. I would rather rattle a can and try to make my money than, not be able to do a show. I love doing a show. I love talking about stuff and I love getting other people's opinions on it. So no, I couldn't do it. But thank you for the $2. Numero uno. I almost said Joey Caravello. Boozmock says, I would rather beg for the goal, but I hate begging for the goal. Yeah, do you not understand how that works? Boozmock's gotten dark. I will say this. Like, there's somebody on Twitter who follows him and tweets stuff about him. And I think I follow the person because they show up in my timeline a lot. And I'm like, boy, he's getting dark. He's starting to I've kind of watched the evolution of Boozmock from, like, shit posting guy with good intent to now he's gotten himself way too, like, he feels like he's starting to be like that guy who's like, I know these people. It's like, especially Zumach, he's getting way too close on that deal. It's too bad. Like, I've watched, but he's in that community where that's inevitable. They all become that way. And he used to be different than them. And he's slowly kind of, and people are starting to call him out and he's not liking it. He's not liking it. I've seen it happen to a lot of people. I kind of like seeing it because I can avoid it then. I can kind of use a guy like Boozmock as like a pity situation where I'm like, okay, don't do what that guy does. That's just getting yourself too wrapped up. Go for a run. Go sit in the sauna with a bunch of fat dudes. Joey Caravello with $2 says, Aaron, what would you do if your kid was smoking pot? Personally, I'd allow it as long as they're older than 12. Just my experience with drugs and everything else. I would probably overreact. I would probably do maybe not too much, but I would do a lot. I would really, obviously I'd talk to them about it. I wouldn't just go, no, don't ever fucking touch it. You talk about why, you try to explain it. It would be heartbreaking if I found out one of my kids was smoking pot. That would break my heart. They got a good dad. They got a good mom that teaches them all the right stuff. I think one nice thing about being able to admit your transgressions and being able to admit your faults and all of that stuff is that now I can use what I've done to help my children. And that is nice. That you can tell them, hey, Dad screwed up like this. Don't do it. It's a bad road. I was talking to my dad about that after the Timberwolves game. We were just sitting in the kitchen talking till like midnight. And I was like, look, man, I banged my head up against a wall for a reason. Like, I can be a cautionary tale for others. I can help other people. And I feel really, really good about that, you know? And like submitting to those sins and not making excuses for them is the best feeling in the world. There's nothing better than, other than, you know, kneeling before God and humbling yourself before God and admitting what you've done wrong. Like just being able to admit it without excuses, it feels really, really good. And I recommend it for anyone. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan with $2 says, my accountant doesn't know it, but he's very happy with that answer. Oh, was that going to be your offer? Yeah, no, because think about it. Not only could I not do my show for a year, and I love doing my show, but also when it was time to come back, my audience would be gone. After a year, I'd expect they'd have moved on. So it'd be a bad move coming and going. TDR Shit Show with $1 says, I donate more, but I'm pretty broke lately. To help you out more, I hit the upside down thumbs up for you. No, don't do that. It's not the St. Peter thumbs up. Oh, no. Oh, boy. We're going to have a talk. We're going to have a post-show meeting, I think. Loaded Wrench with a gifted membership over on YouTube. Thank you very much. Very nice of you, buddy. Very kind. Boy, you guys are getting after it. I appreciate it. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan with 5 gifted memberships. Oh, my God.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
Wait, did that not play for you guys? Hold on a minute.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
There we go. It was gray on my thingy. Thank you very much to numero uno, Josh Denny fan. Papa Shab says, would you convert to Judaism for $4 million? Would I convert to Judaism for $4 million? Do I have to answer myself or can I answer in song? Because I feel like there's a song answer I can give you as to whether or not I would convert to Judaism for $4 million. Oh, this is so chewy and it's so salty and fat. I am getting side fat so badly from this meal. I don't know how I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. I haven't digested my food properly and I don't feel well, and don't feed me pork. That's what $4 million? Yeah, and I'll invest it properly and you'll never see my fat ass again. Thank you very, very much. For sure. Yeah, $4 million. That'll do it. Did that answer I just hope that answered the question properly. Let's go to numero uno for $2. Thank you, pal. How much would it take for you to quit the show? Tax-free, bish? $2.5 million. And I'd quit the show. $2.5 million. Well, no, not that much, because that would be like invest it wisely and retire money. That's a little greedy. $500,000, and then I could go get something else started. I would take $500,000 if someone were like, Aaron, we're going to buy you out. We hate you so much. We're not going to, we don't want your show on anymore. It's triggering to us. We get mad all the time and we want to be healthy. But as long as you're on the air, you're too good at this. You trigger too many people. We want to take you off the air. How much would it take? I think I'd sell out for $500K. I think $500K would do it. Fair? Julius Presley with $5. You seem a bit defensive when Mrs. Ralph brought up swinging allegations with Keanu. That's what I call suspicious. Do I sound defensive with that? I don't know how to sound any different than saying, fuck no, that never happened. When Mrs. Ralph. God, why can't I remember her name? Scarlett. When Scarlett brings up swinging allegations with Keanu. No, for all I know and understand, I have never once sensed any hint of sexual interest from Keanu C. Thompson. I've never sensed any kind of sexual tension. I've never sensed any kind of like, ooh, I think she might, she might want the big toe. She might want to catch a stub toe, boys. No, I've never gotten that from her. Never. OG Anonymous Fake Dono for $10. Thank you very much. Says, haven't been able to watch live for a while. What did I miss? Hair looks good tonight. It does, doesn't it? I got a haircut. I look all nice and fresh. What did you miss? Just the usual. Me being remarkably mediocre. By the way, I did not know this, but if people donate on Venmo, I can thank them. What an asshole. I have not been thanking people for Venmo contributions. So here we go. OG Anonymous Fake Dono with his 10. Say thanks. I thanked him. Everybody who contributes on Venmo tonight gets a thank you. I'm going to hit the thank you button on Venmo. Some in the chat, including Root, saying the big toe is not a visual I wanted, but I needed it. The big toe, you don't want to be the ring toe. Nobody wants to be the pinky toe. So you're the big toe. All right, boys and bitches, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. Hey, I remember what I was going to ask you guys. Do you like it better when I bring up the chats from the browser RTMP thing like this? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, it's not coming up on here. Never mind. Fuck me then. It's coming up the way it's always coming up then. We are already pushing 300 of you, 252 just 25 minutes into the show. And this is like the preamble. Keep hitting like, keep hitting follow, keep hitting subscribe. I appreciate you kind people. Somebody did say about the swinging thing, Gino wanted April 100. No, I never got that vibe at all. Numero uno says 500K lump sum after taxes. 500K lump sum after taxes or 500K to the Steel Toe Media Incorporated Corporation, and I'll just keep paying myself my paychecks. Either one. 500K tax-free, bish. Or to the corporation. Either one. Either one. No, I can say that I don't think Gino wanted April in any way, shape, or form. Especially after he found out about everything. He's like, oh boy, I really got the better end of that deal. For sure. All right, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. You guys are off to an amazing start tonight. Thank you so much. We've got a lot to talk about. As I said, we've already gotten into the Zach X stuff. Let's do this. Yeah, people are saying in the chat that Gino wanted Aaron. I think that's far more accurate. This is happening a lot in like suburban neighborhoods. And it's people whose lives are too good and they can't accept it and slow down and be happy, which I advocate church and running. You run, you go to mass, you're going to feel a lot more complete as a human being. You won't need to be all bitter all the time if you have that problem. If you don't have that problem, do what you want. But there's these people that they go to like lemonade stands. They'll go to little kids' lemonade stands or little kids who are shoveling snow or whatever. Like last time we had a big snowstorm, like 3 weeks ago. I'm out there shoveling my driveway and these two little kids come to my house and they're like, hi, we're shoveling driveways for money. And I'm like, sold. Like I was not a difficult buy. I had already done the bottom of the driveway where the plows come through, and I'd done the sidewalks. I always do those two first because those are the toughest. And I'm getting started on the actual driveway part. And they're like, we're doing people's driveways for money. I'm like, you got it, kid. And they're like, 20 or 25. I'm like, make it 25. Take it. Thank you. Once you get later in the year in Minnesota and you've been shoveling since November, like there's supposed to be 8 inches of snow. I'll measure with my dick 4 times. There's supposed to be 8 inches of snow coming on Thursday and Saturday. And if there's shovelable amounts of snow this late in the year, piss on it. I'm just going to wait for it to melt. Because the temperatures are up in the 40s and stuff. Forget it. So there's people out there that will harass little kids who put together lemonade stands because they don't have permits. People in suburban neighborhoods are such hateful little twats, or twats, as like Husey would say. They're such hateful little twats that they'll call the police to have them bust up a lemonade stand, and sometimes the cops will actually do it, not realizing what a terrible look this is. By the way, thank you to Bart's. Is this Bam Bam? I love Bam Bam Bart's. Bart's, please, with $20, says just making a quick dono for the toe. Thank you, pal.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
And Von Kaiser with $10 via PayPal says, try the Swinger RV park. I'm not going to try the Swinger. Thank you. I don't have an RV, and I also do not have a need to swing. So I apologize. By the way, $1 from Boozmock. He's trying to explain himself. Your chat seems to be on my side. Well, of course, they're gassing you up, dude. Jesus. I did a video on the hypocrisy. No hard feelings. It's my issue is, Boozmock, it's a fucking podcast. So when you go like, I'm just the hard-hitting journalist who covers the hypocrisy. Bro, it's a podcast. And I think the other thing people shit on you for is you seem to have very specific people and very specific wheelhouses you want to point out that hypocrisy in. You don't really do it to everybody, I've noticed. That's all. That's all. And if you feel the need to write me a screed and give $1 to do it, you're more than welcome to do that. But I think that kind of shows I'm getting in your head a little bit. Don't let me know that. That's Ask Zach X how that works out. So there's this woman and her daughter in Edina. Now, this is a very common scene in the late winter and early spring in Minnesota. And that is the little girl is selling some Girl Scout cookies. I think we're going to full screen this one. It's a little small. And as she's selling the Girl Scout cookies, somebody who just, I don't know if it's untreated autism. I don't know if it's some kind of social disorder. I don't know if it was mom and dad didn't love him enough. I don't know if Boozmock decided to go outside. I'm sorry, you make it too easy. But somebody whose name is Marissa Simonetti on TikTok took a video, and these people take these videos thinking that like TikTok, the internet, is going to be on their side, trying to bust a mom and her daughter for selling Girl Scout cookies at a busy shopping area in Edina. And if you don't live in Minnesota, Edina is a very well-to-do suburb. There's a lot of money in Edina. They got a lot of extra pocket change to throw at Girl Scout cookies. So this is a very smart move by mom and the daughter. But some asshole whose mommy didn't love him enough, and they spent too much time on Reddit boards and on Discords, decided to go spurg out about people selling Girl Scout cookies.
Are you filming us?
Yeah. Is this unpermitted solicitation in Edina?
So she's a minor. I
Okay.
really would like you to not.
So we're in a public
Uh-oh, look out. This usually means they're about to punch you in the face.
place, and I'm just filming you. Are you permitted? Are you permitted to sell these?
I would really like you not to film.
Are you permitted to sell these?
What they do is they'll go to like Walmart or they'll go to some store and they'll ask the owner, do you mind if we post up and sell Girl Scout cookies? And like, what monster is going to be like, no, you take your filthy, dirty whore cookies and get out of here? Like, of course, they're going to be like, oh, that's fantastic. It's wonderful to see kids going outside. Absolutely sell your Girl Scout cookies here. So what business of it is this wench to come in here and be like, yeah, the permit, you know? If we lived in a just society and this woman had the audacity to go to the police and tattle for these Girl Scout cookies being sold, I would say a just world, that cop would pepper spray the woman filming this. And I would be very happy, and I would not say anything bad about police for 48 hours.
Do you have a permit? No. Okay. That's what I thought.
And now, see, that's my thing. She thinks she won something. This is, welcome to my world. This is what dealing with the internet is like. It's like they act like complete spurgs and retards, and then you're like, yeah, I'm going to get away from you because you're retarded and toxic. And they're like, that's what I thought. It's like, no, everyone thinks you're a jackass. Congratulations. It's a little in the 100 years that little girls have been selling Girl Scout cookies. Who has ever, until the last 15, 20 years, given a shit if they have a permit or not? This is what makes me believe, like the stuff about the pesticides that we're spraying the foods with and the chemicals and the what do they call them? The hormones that are in the beef and the food. It's making people nuts. I don't know if this is too much fluoride, not enough fluoride. It's something fluoride related. And these people are thinking that it's a good look. We should have never given each other phones. We should have never. It's like giving an ape a machine gun. Don't. We're not ready for them. The technology outpaced what we're mature enough and evolved enough for. And now here we are dealing with this shit. Do you have a permit to sell your Girl Scout cookies? It's over, boys and girls. We're finished. Taipan gifting a membership. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Redbird with $1 says, your first chin, not the second, but the first, has developed a cleft in the center, 90 degrees to the direction of the fat folds. Oh, yeah, I see it. Right in there. Oh, no, I think there was this girl. I think I upset her in the sauna today. I'm not. Stop. But I think I upset her when, and I didn't mean to. I was trying to make a joke. But she came into the sauna and me and this other guy were talking. And she talked about how, I'm getting hot flashes and I'm only 24. And it's like, well, it's a sauna, dummy. I didn't say that. But she's like, I have a son. I'm only 24. And the other guy, the other guy from Boston goes like, oh, yeah, well, guys get those too. Guys get those hot flashes as well. And I'm like, yeah, I call it being overweight. Like just a joke about how fat I am. And she goes, oh, okay. I think she thought that, or no, I said out of shape. I go, that's what I call being out of shape is my hot flashes. And then that girl, I saw her face kind of like drop a little bit. And I'm like, oh shit, this kid thinks that I meant she's out of shape and that's why she's getting hot flash. That's not what I meant. And so now I'm sitting there. I left the sauna like a minute later because I was just embarrassed. I wasn't going to try to go, no, that's not what I meant. I meant that I'm out of shape. And I'm like, oh no. Joey Caravello says she was looking like a slut. She wasn't though. She was like fully covered. She was Muslim. No, I'm just kidding. She wasn't Muslim, but like nice enough kid. And she was a little heavier. And like now now that I've been reminded of this for some reason, I feel like an asshole. And I felt like an asshole in that moment too. But I had just run 3 miles and I was like, I'm fucking out. I'm going home. Rexstart parody account says, congratulations, Aaron. You created a bulimic. I know, but I did. That's the problem. I did. And no, she was not black, for those of you asking. I don't know why that matters. I mean, I know why it matters to you, but I don't know why it matters in general. Thank you guys very much. 267 checking out the toe right now. You guys are doing great. Thank you so much. People are saying L Riz, negative Riz in the chat. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says, Aaron, leave the Downs girls alone in the sauna. I wasn't even talking to the girl. I was talking to the dude because he and I were talking about baseball and football before she came in. And he said, yeah, guys get hot flashes too, or however his Boston accent works. And I looked at him and I went, yeah, I just call that being out of shape. And it seemed like she took that personally. And I could only see out of the periphery because I wasn't going to look at her now because I felt like an asshole. But you understand the joke I was making at my own expense, right? Like you wouldn't have taken that as, I need you. I came to the wrong place to bare my soul because you guys are just going to make me feel as shitty as possible about it. But you would understand that I was joking about me to the other guy and not calling her because she was a little out of shape. And shit. Now I'm kicked out of the sauna for bullying. It's fine. Dan Vicious with $2 says at the YMCA. Yeah, at the YMCA. It's so I have a boxing gym now that I go to for just sparring. So I don't have to fuck around with shitty equipment or, any of that shit. I can go to a good gym, and the Y in St. Cloud, look it up. It is fucking nice. Really nice in there. And then I go to a different gym for just the sparring part once or twice a week. Haven't been able to for about 4 weeks, though, because of this fucking thing. My dad's had rotator cuff surgery before. And we were out in the street before the Timberwolves game throwing the football around to my son, and I tried to throw one. I was just going to play defense. I was going to cover him, and my dad was going to throw him the ball. I went to throw him one, and I went, ah! And it sailed on me. I had to let go early, and it sailed on me. And my dad goes, I don't want to be that guy. He says, but that ain't bursitis. You tore your rotator cuff. I'm like, I know. I kind of know. The problem is, they won't operate on a rotator cuff if it's partially torn until it's, been bad for, they said, at least 6 months. They said if your rotator cuff is partially torn in 6 months, they won't think about operating. But if it's a partial tear, there's nothing we can do. You have to ice it, rest it, whatever. And it's like that. It's that Louis C.K. bit where it's like, yeah, I bet you if I was an athlete, you'd fix it. Yeah, you're not. You're not an athlete. $1 from TDR Shit Show says, when in the flying fuck did you ever need a permit to sell Girl Scout cookies? When twats got TikTok accounts and decided to try and get famous busting 9-year-olds for selling cookies without a permit. Here we go. $5 from Bam Bam Barts says, that Barts lady isn't me. She's crazy. Oh, well, there's Bam Bam Barts coming off the top rope with $5. Thank you very, very much. I don't mean to spit on good fortune. I don't mean to look a gift horse in the mouth, but we are well into the double digits at this point. You guys are doing fantastic. I appreciate it. I'm going to shut up about it. You keep going. Tonight's fine. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. We're almost to 300 of you checking out this is an amazing evening show. You guys want a free $10 off the goal? We've made a shitload of money on Rumble Reads this month, so I'm now just going to, Rumble Reads are going to be part of the goal for today and tomorrow because I can't accept any more extra for that, and I'll take that off the tab. Let's talk about Kalshi. Have you ever watched the news or a big game and thought, I know how this is going to play out? Instead of just tweeting about it, you can actually put those predictions to work with Kalshi. Kalshi is a federally regulated exchange where you trade on real-world events, not stocks. Think questions like, will inflation be higher next month? Will the Fed cut rates? Will your team make the playoffs? Each market is a simple yes or no contract price between 1 and 99 cents. And if you're right, it settles at $1. That price is basically the crowd's probability of something happening. So if yes is trading at 75 cents, the market is saying that's about a 75% chance it happens. You can use it to hedge, to speculate, or just to put some skin in the game on what you already follow every day. And right now, they've got a special offer. Trade $10, get $10. Just go to Kalshi.com. That's KALSHI.com/rumble. Deposit and place your first $10 in trades, and Kalshi will give you an extra $10 to use on the platform. So if you've got to take, don't just post it, trade it. Go to Kalshi.com/rumble. That's Kalshi.com/rumble to get started today. KALSHI.com/rumble. Thanks, guys. Then we got No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says, rotator cuff. Have you considered the MAID program? Do not joke. There is a woman in Canada who I think we have that story tomorrow. We don't have it here. And I think she had a back problem. And the doctor said, have you considered the MAID program? She didn't, it wasn't cancer. It wasn't Alzheimer's. It wasn't anything like that. It was just a routine back problem. And they pitched MAID to her. Canada is fucked, dude. And I think we're going to institute something like that at some point. $2 from Dan Vicious. Says, hey, did you check out that Vatican Nazi thing from Michael Knowles? No, link, please. I would love to see it. Thank you for the $2. You guys are killing it tonight. Keep it up. Thank you so much. And remember, every contribution on Venmo tonight gets a thank you back because I just found out there's a thank you button because I'm a boomer. Thank you, guys. All right, continuing on. Oh my God. I made someone very angry today over on I went to see what was going on over on the YouTube end after No Pen with that $2. Holy shit. Joshua Hauser says, can you schedule a fight with that shoulder injury, or is surgery just an eventual solution? I haven't thought that far ahead. I'm just taking it week by week. Whenever they make the event, I'm going to reach out to the people that I have on my list and invite them up to do the fight. If I can't pass a physical, they're not going to license me. So this has to get better. You gotta, I've got a couple of tests that have to get run to get the license, but that'll be fine. That'll be easy. Unless I can't move my fucking arm over my head, which I can do now. So that's a plus. All right, let's continue on with the show. Somebody in the chat did say, how much for tomorrow's stories? For like that one, the one about the maid program, I don't know, drop a 20, drop 5 or 10 memberships. I saw somebody sent me this on Twitter today. Or no, it was my buddy Tom Myers on Instagram. Did you know I have a 300,000 view Instagram post? That's right. The toe went viral on Instagram. It's a Dave Ramsey impression bit that we did, and it did like 300,000 views. The reel did. And Tom Myers wrote to me today, and he said, hey, look, Zumach's got you beat. And I don't know if you guys listened this morning, but Zumach and I DM'd each other on Twitter. I was wishing him the best with his struggles with addiction and all that. Gave him some advice, and he wrote me back something very nice as well. Seems like a good guy. And where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. Tom Myers said, Aaron, you're going to be jealous of Chad. And I go, oh, God, what is it now, Tom? 50 gifted memberships Chad got today. I think, you know what? I think I might need to tap out. I think he might win. I think Chad wins today because I don't think I'm getting 50 gifted memberships. If I did, I'd owe you guys a lot. Joshua Hauser says, I think those injuries usually mean surgery. They can, if it's a partial tear, they can. But like they said, if it's a partial tear, it's got to be bad for 6 months because partial tears will heal themselves over the course of 6 to 8 weeks. We'll see. I mean, we're 4 weeks. It's been 4 weeks since I injured it, sparring, and I already have like just about full range of motion. It catches right there, and putting pressure or lifting stuff with it is a little tough, but it'll get there. I think 2 or 3 more weeks, I'll be back to 100%. Hey, do you remember James Farthing? I hope some of you remember that name because James Farthing he's an awesome guy, but he cuts a tragic figure. James Farthing is a guy that we've been following for a while. Oh, they're saying that Zumach wanted to rub it in your face that he surpassed 600 members before you. Oh, man, I get it. Although technically I have 300 YouTube members, so don't you have to count that? If I'm at 500, what are we at right now? Let me check so I can keep the number correct. Sorry, it's loading slow. 30. Okay, I have to do math now. What's 33? 67. So 533 would be 67 away from 6. That doesn't make sense. It hasn't updated. Okay. I'm doing math in the middle of the show. That's a disaster. But if I have 530 something on Rumble and 300 on YouTube, doesn't that mean I have 800 some members? I think you got to count both of them. But if he's got 600 on one, like if his main platform is YouTube, my main platform is Rumble. So I think that's fair to compare main platform to main platform. Did he get to 60? Shit. Well, then that's a win for the Zumach. That's a win. See, Buzmak says that means you're beating Zumach. I don't think it does. I think you have to go main platform to main platform. And on my main platform, I'm at 530 something. and he's at 600 on his main platform. I think you gotta go. The only reason you could say I'm winning is because I have more tentacles. Like I have bigger. I'm a bigger octopus. But if you go 1 for 1, and I think that's a more fair comparison, I think he wins. So James Farthing is a guy we've been following for a while. Remember the guy who won like $170 million in the Powerball, and then immediately, like he's a Florida guy, he immediately started going on white trash drinking binges, but he was doing it like in Four Seasons type hotel bars. Like he was this redneck, tattooed up dickhead, and all of a sudden they gave him $170 million, and he started behaving like a redneck, dipshit, tatted up idiot, but with $170 million. So he's Jed Clamping in it all over Florida, going to the nicest places you can find and just getting shithoused and taking his shirt off and having loud arguments with his girlfriend, getting tased in the nice like marble lobby. And I kind of like it because some people will be like, oh, you get $170 million, it changes you. And it really didn't. James Farthing acted like a guy from the Everglades who you just put $170 million in his hand. And so he just goes and downs the joints he's in. Well, it's getting worse for James because late last year, he had another incident where he got in a bar fight, he got drunk, he got disorderly. And so then that compounded on top of the other one. Now, James Farthing has been arrested for breaking into a home and stealing $12,000 in cash. Why are you doing this? You have $170 million. Why are we breaking into people's houses? You know when people say like, hey man, don't let the money change you? That's not what they meant. If you're breaking into people's houses and stealing money you don't need, let the money change you a little bit. I'm not saying you have to become a Rockefeller, but like, again, let's settle on a clamp it, maybe. This is the body cam footage of James Farthing getting arrested, of course, with his shirt off, like all 9-figure millionaires do. And if he took the lump sum payment, oh yeah, the 167, there it is right there. 167 was the lump sum, so half of that in taxes. He probably took home 85, 90 million. I doubt he spent it all by now. So the fact that you're breaking into houses and stealing money, come on, bro.
Fighting for fuck now. Put your hands behind your back and get against the fucking wall.
Holy shit.
Against the wall.
Oh, fuck. No, that's the bar one. We've seen this one. I thought this was going to be a body cam footage of him breaking into the house. You're telling me you don't have that footage? We just have this one? I mean, I'm not going to complain. This one rules. Watch the hit this officer lays on him. But this is right after he won the money. Right after he won the money, he was in a nice hotel lobby bar getting shit hammered with his shirt off.
Put your hands behind your back right for fuck now. Put your hands behind your back and get against the fucking wall. Against the wall.
Oh, boom.
Who else? Just who else?
That was a good hit. I think they found out that this guy has like some mob ties though. And that he's like a low level, like smash and grab dude for the mob. So he's probably still in the life. They won't let him out. You know, when you've done a lot of that low level guy shit, they don't let you out. I know because I'm so experienced in the mafia. But so these smash and grabs he's doing, yeah, he probably doesn't need the 12K. But if he says no, you know, let's just say he might not be in a position to say no. Papa Shab says the shitty tats are hilarious. But how funny would the shitty tats be if he got the shitty tats after he got the money? That would make them even cooler. Again, that guy, he can't let the money change him even a little. Like, he's the other extreme of not letting the money change you. He's the kind of guy where you go, hey man, how about just a little? Well, that's too bad. So we don't have any body cam footage of James Farthing's new arrest. We can't even keep him straight anymore. Yeah, one day ago, facing new charges in Lexington, Kentucky. 2025. So this was last year he won this money. He won it in April of 2025. So we're coming up on 1 year since he won it. You know what fucks these guys over the worst is they don't pay their fucking taxes and they get penalties. You know what a penalty? Let's say on 167 million. What's the highest tax bracket? 33%. So everything over like 300 grand is 33%. So let's tax all of that at a third federally. Let's just go federal. 170, you're talking 56 and change or whatever. $56 million in a tax liability. The penalties and interest on that, if you don't pay it for 2, 3, 4 years, I'm not saying that'll completely clean you out, but let's say you buy the cars and the house and you spend like a crazy drunken sailor because you think you have 167, but you really have 90. All of a sudden, those penalties and fees and taxes, they'll come and get you. What's the percentage of lottery winners who are broke within a year? Percentage of lottery winners that lose it all. While a widely cited yet likely exaggerated statistics suggest 70% of lottery winners go broke within a few years, more conservative estimates indicate that 1/3 of winners face significant financial distress, such as bankruptcy. Winners are more likely than the average person to face financial ruin, typically within 3 to 5 years, due to overspending, poor investments, or supporting others. Yeah, you can give anyone all the money in the world. If they don't have the financial education behind it, they're going to fuck themselves over. They're going to hurt themselves real bad. So somewhere between 30 and 40% of people go broke after winning the lottery. Which group do you think he's going to fall into? Our boy James Farthing. I don't know. Lexington police told officers said that officers were called around 7:19 p.m. The victim who lived there told the investigators that Farthing allegedly illegally entered through a side door of the home and claimed she was missing 12 grand in cash from her bedroom. According to the arrest citation, Farthing broke into the home and fled before officers arrived. He reportedly was found around 8 p.m. in the parking lot of Red Mill Gaming and Racing at a casino. Of course. Where else is white trash going to go? Farthing is charged with second-degree burglary and possession of marijuana. Oh, in Kentucky, you can still get booked for that. And booked into the Fayette County Detention Center. He posted a $10,000 cash bond on Sunday. Nice, James. Old big nuts, James. Farthing was charged in May 2025, a month after he got the money, with battery of a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer, battery, and violating parole in Pinellas County, Florida. Shit. Court records show that Farthing had been previously charged with a hit-and-run incident in Lexington. Farthing is scheduled to appear on April 1st for arraignment for the hit-and-run case, court documents show. He's set to appear at 1 p.m. on March 3rd. Oh, that was today. So he was in court today at 1 p.m. for his arraignment. So he's out. Good. Hey, here's hoping old James stays out of trouble. I think the kid's going to make it. It's not going to be okay. He's going to fuck himself up. You know what? Just give it all back. Just donate it real quick. Just go and donate the money to a good cause before you run all of it away. By the way, Bart's please. So wait a minute. Is that Bam Bam Bart's wife? She says, how much to take your shirt off since my husband's an asshole? I mean, I appreciate the contributions. But are you two having a domestic through the show chat with me as the go-between? I don't know if I think that's funny or if it's psychotic. Michael Wells says, has he done the Paula White segment yet? No, we're a ways away from the Paula White segment. The audience has been incredibly generous tonight, and they're, not to spoil anything, but you guys are almost done. You're in the double digits. Keep it up. I appreciate it. Like I said, we've been challenged by Chad Zumock. He got 50 gifted memberships today. And in the morning, we got 10. And so far today, we've got 8. So we've got 18. We are 32 gifted memberships short of Zumock. Actually, if you hit the 32, that would make up for this morning and take care of tonight, you generous bastards. But I don't think we're going to win that one. Hit the like button. You guys have been doing great. 280 of you checking out the toe right now, and I can't tell you how happy that makes me. So thank you very much for the kindness and generosity. All right, let's continue. We've got a little more Elijah Schaffer gossip. Now, I'm a little bit burned out on the Elijah Schaffer stuff. I feel like his scandal had like its 15 minutes of fame, but this is more audio from his mistress. Now, I'll set this up for you so you don't feel lost, so you don't feel behind. Elijah Schaffer is one of these right-wing guys who was going to be one of the cool young right-wingers, and it turns out he's just a bisexual who likes things up his asshole. And while he was talking about being a family man, and while he was talking about being a traditional conservative, and you know, his wife saved herself for marriage, and this Sarah Stock, her husband, saved himself for marriage, and they all assumed that everyone was a virgin. These two were both fucking each other. And he was doing drugs, and he was bringing a vibrating butt plug with him everywhere he went. Elijah Schaffer was just a total piece of shit. Then he has this meltdown because his wife and kids leave him because they found out what a piece of shit he is. Then Milo starts releasing all these recordings of Sarah Stock admitting to this whole affair to Milo, just blabbing off at the mouth. And she's disappeared from the internet now. And Elijah Schaffer is trying to manage his reputation, but everyone now just thinks he's a piece of shit. When you build your whole thing off of, I'm holier than thou, I'm a good conservative, all that stuff, people are not going to forgive you unless you repent for the shit you did that was fucked up. He's trying to do the loser thing. When a guy's a dork his whole life and a nerd, and then he gets into drugs and he discovers sex for the first time like he's never been laid before, they have a hard time admitting it was wrong because they miss it and they're addicted to it because they never got introduced to it when they were young. So now Elijah Schaffer's like, no, it's cool. It's really awesome. I'm like a cool guy for doing this. And everyone's like, no, dude, you're a fucking loser. Get your shit together. So now apparently somebody feels like they need to turn the screws on Elijah Schaffer a little more. Sarah Stock, there's been another leaked conversation with her where now she's saying that Elijah Schaffer was fucking his employees' wives. So this guy's just all the way a piece of shit. By the way, that looks like Clavicular is in this thing. But
I don't really like them. I don't like Josiah and Isabella.
Have you met them?
Yeah. I'm like on good terms with them. But like
Josiah and Isabella. So Josiah was the guy who was working for Elijah Schaffer. And apparently Elijah was fucking this Josiah guy's wife.
They were randomly beefing with me for no reason, and then they kind of like ended up like apologizing because it was like completely unwarranted and fully like one-sided.
Right.
And so they ended up like apologizing and then pretending to like be like my best.
How did these vapid broads end up being like famous conservative commentators? This is the problem with the internet. There needs to be more of a barrier to entry so we don't have psychopaths and lunatics and crazy vapid e-whores becoming super popular because the world can't control itself. We got to have professionals doing shows. We have to have people who have a background in broadcasting doing shows. Otherwise, the intelligence quotient of everyone who watches shit goes into the shitter. Because they listen to people like Sarah Stock and they go, well, that's deep. It's not. Or Elijah Schaffer. He's a drug addict, sex fiend. Don't listen to him. He's out of his mind. He can't run his own life. There needs to be a better vetting process. There needs to be, what do they call it? Gatekeeping. We're going to look back on this time in media and we're going to go, there were too many voices. There were just and we didn't need to listen to about 95% of them.
And stuff. It's actually kind of weird because, we're friends with like Trey, who's kind of friends with him, which I don't know if you know who that is, but
no.
Trey was going to come hang out with like me, and at that time he's like my fiance because we're friends with him. And then Trey was going to come, and then like he like brought Josiah with him. And so, like, Josiah's, like, been to my house, basically, one time.
I can't. I'm tapping out, guys, because if I'm tapping out, that means you're tapping out. I can't listen to this broad tell her gossip stories. You know how I said that I think I'm probably getting burned out on the Elijah Schaffer stuff before I started this? Yeah, I'm burnt out on the Elijah Schaffer stuff. I don't care. I mean, the guy shoves things up his asshole and he brings vibrating eggs with him on vacation. He's gay. I think we get it. Walter with $10. Hey, Walter sent $10 on Venmo. Guess what I get to do on Venmo today, guys, because I just discovered this was actually a thing they have. Walter, $10, says you're welcome. Now, I don't like that he said you're welcome before I hit the say thanks button. This is a little iffy. Wait a minute. That seems a little presumptuous that you're welcome. You know what? Thanks. There. I hit thanks. Thank you, Walter, for the $10. Appreciate it, buddy. All right. You guys are really, really close. Keep hammering them away. Keep going. And we've almost got a nice and easy one for today. Oh, I have your Paula White segment that you ordered. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I think I might just play Paula White preaching for our rally segments from now on, because if you think I'm unbearable with the asking for money, I think if I just play evangelist preachers, you'll go, oh my God, Toe's really reserved and kind of holds back a lot. Oh my God, this woman. So one of the things about these evangelical super churches is that a lot of it is based on ripping off black and brown people. If you ever watch these mega churches, you'll see a lot of black people in the crowd, and you'll see a lot of these preachers telling black people, just give me all your money and God will give you thousands. You know, just really manipulative shit. You know, unlike the Toe, who's a more holy man than Paula White, because the Toe says, just give me your money and I'll try to do a not shitty version of my show as best I can for you. I'll be your servant. You know, she sits there and she goes, you give me money right now or God will hate you. I say, give me money and I'll be your bitch. I'm a whore for your memberships and contributions. So this is, people are finding more and more stuff on this Paula White. Because if you don't know who Paula White is, she's Donald Trump's like spiritual guru or Donald Trump's spiritual advisor. And a lot of people believe that she has helped, one of the people who's helped talk him into this war with Iran, because she's one of these weird pseudo-Christians who like spends way too much time in the Old Testament. I don't get it. I don't get all of these Christians that shove their nose in the Old Testament and use it to justify something when Christ's teachings in the New Testament literally contradict it. I'm sorry, but if you're going to go by the Old Testament, be a Jew then. That's fine. That's totally okay. Contrary to popular belief, I don't have a problem if you're a Jew. Go be a Jew. But if you're a Christian, your salvation is found in the Gospels, in the New Testament. The good news, our Savior Jesus Christ came and flipped it and changed the game. The Pope said recently about, God not listening to the prayers of people who make war for they have blood on their hands. That comes from Christ. The Pope is right. I stand with the Pope on that one. And if you want to go by just war theology, a just war has to be a war that is proportionate, it is defensive, and it mitigates the loss of innocent life. And we are doing none of that with this Iran deal. So Paula White is one of these people who is so brain dead and so like these dispensationalist Christians. They do this stupid thing where they go, oh, the 1948 Israel is the Israel of the Bible. Somebody put it perfectly in the chat this morning, and I wish I could remember who it was. I'd give them credit. That would be like saying, my name's Aaron, so you have to treat me like I taught Moses how not to be a mushed-mouth, stuttering, muttering prick. No, we just have the same name. It's totally a coincidence. The Israel that's in the Middle East right now is not the Israel of the Bible. It has no connection. It's a state that was founded by communist Jewish atheists. It has nothing to do with religion. But you have this Paula White and Mike Huckabee and others and Ted Cruz. Notice I'm naming just Christians. People who criticize me kind of skip over that part. And they think that we're going to bring Jesus back if we back Israel on everything they do. Which is just like, it's not even a misreading. It's just a non-reading. It sounds like evangelical prattling bullshit. So this is Paula White, Donald Trump's spiritual advisor, and allegedly one of the people who helped talk us into the Iran war, you know, because she's so holy.
Let's receive God's tithe and his offering.
No, this isn't the one I wanted. Who sent me this? This is the wrong one. I wanted the Paula White one where she's saying, like, if she doesn't see like $100,000 up in front of her, she's not going to continue the mass. I was like, wow, that's fucking ballsy. I've got it right here. Let's do this one. Here it is. I labeled it, I guess I could be worse. So I thought it was kind of funny. Here we go. This is Paula White.
There's an anointing of release right now.
Oh, the other thing these evangelical preachers do is they say if you tithe your 10 or 20% of your gross, if you tithe it to the church, God will reward you in kind with even more money, which is so blasphemous. I mean, I can't even explain to you why that if that's not self-evident as to why that's blasphemous, you and I just there's no conversation to be had.
$100,000 to come in. I want $100,000. There are 10 people that could give $10,000. There's 100 people that could give $1,000. Get a check, make it payable to Paula.
How is this any different than with 2 minutes left in the show, me going, I'll suck your dick for a 50? As a matter of fact, I think what I do is more dignified than this. I don't bring God into it. I know that my begging for the goal is ungodly. It's probably a sin. But she sits there and she name drops God and says, if you give me $100,000, God will reward you.
I want $100,000.
Oh, by the way, there's a lady. I'm sorry for pausing so much. There's a lady lying on the ground because they did some put hands on her Shaker Quaker shit.
I want $100,000 to come in. I want $100,000. There are 10 people that could give $10,000. There's 100 people that could give $1,000. Get a check, make it payable to Paula White Ministry. There are people that...
Who the fuck? Where are these 100 people in that building who can write a check for $1,000 and not be like, I kind of needed that? Like, because what is it, like 60% of people in this country now are living paycheck to paycheck? And there's probably another 20 or 30% who are like, look, I'm not living paycheck to paycheck, but that 1,000 is a nice cushion. And Paula White's like, I need it. Look at the way I dress. Look at my nice white microphone. Look at my giant building we're in. I need it more than you do.
Are watching right now. If you say, I don't have it, give $100. Bring up a sacrificial seed. This isn't for me. This is about kids that will die without you being obedient.
Now, I want you to remember that she did that in a place of worship. Imagine what she'll tell the president to get the war she wants. That's what you have to consider when you're talking about these people. They're manipulative. All right? They're evil, and they don't tell you their intentions up front. They just tell you what they think you need to hear to get you to do what they want you to do. These are gaslighting, manipulative monsters, and they need to be stopped. This is for children. This is for this. Oh, so if I don't give the $100 or $1,000, then I guess I hate the children and God's going to be mad at me. Just like if I don't approve of the war in Iran, I guess I just hate freedom and I love Muslim terrorism. You hack.
This is about kids who are going to be minstrels and instruments and warriors and mighty for God. This is about kids who are going to make a difference. I'm not going to take everybody's blessing. Come on. I'm going to tell you, get a seed of sacrifice. There's only 3 envelopes. I'm not moving. I'm not going to lay hands on people till you're obedient. Get out of your seat. Come on. And come bring up a seed.
I'm not going to put hands on people until I see more than 3 envelopes up here. What do I ever get any shit for? I just go, hey guys, 5 minutes left. Can we make the goal? That woman's supposed to be like a preacher woman, and she's doing like really evil shit. And again, that's a woman that has the president's ear. Somebody asked for us to cover that tonight. And I don't usually want to do like the heavier news stuff. But God, do I really? If you want to see me break a promise of like content-wise, say, hey, Aaron, I found this clip from Paula White. And I'll be like, I don't want to. It's the evening show. We do wacky things. All right, fine. I can't resist. I hate her so much. Just want to go tell all of her followers, just go be Catholic. I should go to those non-denominational churches with like some literature on the Catholic Church and just be like, guys, I care about you too much to let you go through this shit. Von Kaiser with $5 says, here's $5, you whore. Hey, I only see 2 donations. I'm not going to lay hands on people, especially their dicks. Until Taipan with $5 says, I've been a Marine in intelligence over in the sandbox before. These freaks have no understanding. Right? I think it was chat. It was numero uno or Buzama because I was scrolling through the chat. You guys are moving today. Thank you very much. They were saying, yeah, it's kind of like that preacher who was asking for a bunch of money for his plane so that he didn't have to fly coach because it's full of demons. That was, burn this thing. Bow your knees. What was that? Kenneth Copeland. He said that flying commercial is like flying in a tube full of demons. And look, that's not a very nice thing to say. But even though it's not a very nice thing to say, you ever ridden on a plane? I mean, he ain't wrong. Punished Ahab. By the way, somebody banned Punish Ahab today. I don't like that. I love Punished Ahab. I think he's very funny. He says, meanwhile, Israel and us are vaporizing Christians every hour. Yeah, and the Israelis are locking Catholics out of their churches during Holy Week. And it's, no, we're doing the right thing. Dan Vicious with $1 says, expose these fucks. Don't touch me. That's the other thing. It's like some middle-aged, 3-time divorced blonde is like, if you don't put an envelope up here, I'm not going to lay hands on you. Like, all right, that sounds like a great deal. You're saying if I put an envelope full of money up there, you're going to come and touch me? Isn't this prostitution at this point, Paula? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Nomo says, didn't some black preacher hold his congregation hostage for money? I don't know. I just make these comparisons to make myself look better to people who hate my guts and hate that we have a goal. I basically just do these stories so I can go, see, Buzamuk, I ain't so bad. Look at her. Then I call her like the Antichrist or I call her a blasphemer. So I guess that's not a very high bar I'm setting. Grand Poobah with $1. Thank you guys very much. You're inside of Hey, you're inside of 50. Thank you so much. Tonight is going great. Finish her off. Grand Poobah says, did she say some kind of these poor kids are going to be minstrels? I thought I heard that too. They're going to be black kids singing in a cappella band? Swing low, sweet chariot. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all didn't give enough envelopes to Miss Paula. Miss Paula needed them envelopes, and you didn't give her no envelopes now, did you? And now I'm sitting here going, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. If y'all don't give those envelopes to Miss Paula, she makes us sing and dance until we fall down and pass out from the heat, she does. So make sure you's giving that seed tithe money. Mommy! MSO says, we want Shaka. Paula White abducted him. She stole him and shanghaied him into service in her church. So you guys you guys send those envelopes so we can rescue Shaka or he'll become a minstrel. Creflo Dollar. Oh yeah, people are listing all their favorite, what do you call it? Televangelists. Copeland is a nut though. He really is. Kenneth Copeland, COVID-19. He's got the fucking catchiest song someone made. Blow away COVID-19. No, I don't want the actual speech. I want the song. This isn't the song.
Then sang Moses.
I don't think this is the song.
And the children of Israel this song unto the Lord. COVID-19.
Oh yeah, this is the song. This is the song.
COVID-19. 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 I blow the wind of God from the state of Washington to the state.
No, this isn't it. I want burn this thing. Bow your knees. Heat. COVID-19. Wind of God remix? Is it? Oh, please let this be the one. It's worth it. It is worth it to go and find this. Shit, no, it's that one again. Don't tell me that this is the one that survived. Oh, man. Kenneth Copeland, COVID-19 song. We used to play this all the time on the show. Yeah, no, this is Wind of God. COVID-19 official music. No.
On you.
No, this isn't the one. Ah, shit.
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
No, this isn't the one. Oh, they must have got rid of it. That sucks. Oh, well. $5 from Parlock. He says they should be writing those checks to the toe, not that ungrateful wench. Yes, that's where those tithes should be coming to, is the toe. The toe appreciates you more than Paula White. See, the economy's getting tough. If you're going to be against these other big beggars, you got to undercut them and promote yourself. Dan Vicious with $1 says she's the wife of the Scientology. Wife of the guy. Scientology guy is still missing. Oh, what's her name? Yeah, Miscavige's wife. Oh, I forgot her name. His name is David Miscavige. He took over for L. Ron Hubbard. He's running Scientology. And he had a wife, and nobody's seen his wife for like forever. And nobody cares. Everyone's just like, yeah, I'm sure she's fine. Just let her go. Ah, damn. Oh, by the way, I never shared this story with you guys. I learned something the other day. I don't know, maybe I didn't learn this in like Catholic confirmation classes or whatever because it's too dark of a story. But if you study how all of the apostles died, most of it's really, really horrific. Like everybody knows, Peter was crucified upside down. I think Andrew, Jesus' brother, was crucified as well. James was crucified. Simon was sawn in half. Now, is Simon, forgive me, is Simon the same Simon that helped Jesus carry the cross? Did Simon become an apostle, or is it a different Simon? Yeah, Simon the Zealot. Okay, that is him. No. Was it Simon of Cyrene of Libya? Yeah. Was compelled by Roman soldiers to carry the cross on the way to Golgotha. While he was not one of the original 12 apostles, his experience led to his conversion and that his family became known in an early church. So, like, you got guys that were sawn in half, killed with arrows, killed with spears, Bartholomew was skinned alive. The story of John, like, John is the most badass of all the apostles. So John died of an old age. That's what they say. They go, oh, John was the only apostle that died of old age. What they don't tell you is as the story goes, John was boiled in oil. They were going to kill John by boiling him in oil. He went into the oil. He prayed. He didn't die. They pulled him out and they're like, well, fuck, we don't know what to do now. So they just exiled him to an island like Napoleon where he died of old age. Badass. So when I was hearing that story, they were like, well, this hasn't been confirmed and it's not true. I'm like, stop with maybe not true. No, that's headcanon now. That's legit. He survived boiling oil. He's crushing it somewhere right now. John's the man in that case. We don't question the boiled in oil story. All right. That one's legit. Taipan with $1 says, I probably would. Paula White. had she not started speaking in tongues. Yeah, she is a weird bird. She's either a weird bird or she's putting it on. Loaded Wrench becoming a member for 42 months. Thank you very much. He says $5 US. Appreciate that. All right, guys, get after it. Finish it up. You guys are only $50 away. What a job. What a performance by this audience tonight. Let's get into the Chicago Bulls story. So Jaden Ivey is a Chicago Bull who the team is cutting today. The Bulls are releasing Jaden Ivey, not because he's playing poorly, not because he's a bad player, not because of really anything he did on the court. But Jaden Ivey criticized the NBA for promoting LGBTQ Pride Month, which I can't remember. What is it? June is Pride Month, I think, and the NBA is still going in June. I think they're in the playoffs or finals in June. Well, Jaden Ivey has been released from the Bulls for going on this rant that we're about to play for you. I'll let you decide if this is like a violation of Ivey's free speech, if they're fucking with him, or if like, hey, man, look, you know what league you're in. You know how much trouble you're going to get into nowadays. Just keep that kind of shit to yourself and don't post it online. This is Jaden Ivey, who's now apparently a former Chicago Bull because of this very rant.
That the world can proclaim LGBTQ. Right? They proclaim Pride Month and the NBA. They proclaim it. They show it to the world. They say, come join us for Pride Month, to celebrate unrighteousness. They proclaim it.
It is kind of weird if you think about it. Like, you have to go along with celebrating Pride Month. Yet if somebody in the LGBTQ community gets called the wrong pronoun, you can lose your fucking mind and like get that person fired. And it's like, he called me he, I identify as they, them. But like, meanwhile, they can be like, hey, you have to celebrate this. You have to wear a thing on your jersey. You have to do this. And then on the other side, nobody has to meet you halfway. Say what we say, do what we tell you to do, wear what we tell you to wear, say what we tell you to say, don't have an opinion. Now, if the NBA wanted to honor Pride Month and Jaden Ivey wanted to say it's bullshit and the NBA was like, well, that's his opinion, we don't agree with it, I'd be fine with that. The NBA can honor Pride Month if they want to. But to make your players honor Pride Month and then also to not let them say anything about it, that's bullshit.
They proclaim it on the billboards. They proclaim it in the streets. Unrighteousness. So how is it that one can't speak righteousness? How is it one that how are they to say that you man, this man is crazy? I'm not the.
So that was one of the things he said about the NBA and the LGBTQ stuff. Then he went on this follow-up. You know, people were asking him about it, and good for him, he didn't back down, and I appreciate that.
The J I used to be, but the old J is dead. I'm alive in Christ. No matter what the basketball setting is, I'm born again, the Holy Spirit. I've been saved by Jesus Christ. No matter what, how many DMPs I don't get to play, or no matter how many points I score, those things are temporary.
Think about the world we're living in. Think about the fact that this Jaden Ivey says that. I'm saved by Jesus Christ. I don't go for the LGBTQ stuff. It makes me feel uncomfortable that the league proclaims it and honors it. And they go, you got to lose your job. You're out of here. You can't say shit like that. But they can spend a whole month where people can just go around in tight pants and whatever and go, I just love sucking cock. I love putting balls in my mouth and dicks in my ass, everybody. Oh, shit. They're going to. I was trying to be funny. It's a comedy show. and I should not have to watch how I speak when I'm trying to make people laugh, wondering if it's going to be clipped. But I understand I may have just done that very thing. But the fact that that guy can't say I'm saved by Jesus Christ, but everyone else can go, I'm so glad that the NBA recognizes that I suck cock and take balls and boners in my butt. It's just, oh, it's so great and wonderful. That's fine. Not only is that fine, that's encouraged, that's embraced. But if you go, I'm not with that, it's unrighteous, it's unholy, I don't believe in it, I'm not going to be celebrating. You have to lose your job. You have to lose your money. You can't provide for your family in the NBA now. It just seems really uneven. And I don't think I'm breaking any news, but this guy got released by the Bulls for just that thing that we just played. 8.5 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists. So he's a solid bench player. He'll come off the bench, he'll spell your star, he'll score 10 points or so, and then he'll sit back down on the bench. That's a guy who's got a spot on any NBA team in the league, but they waived him. Jaden Ivey's been waived after his anti-LGBTQ comments and Pride Month rant. Unbelievable. I mean, I guess not. I shouldn't say unbelievable. It's disappointing, but not unbelievable. $5 from Dan Vicious says, for the Saint Maxing. Oh, I appreciate. Yes, I guess I'm Saint Maxing now. I appreciate it. By the way, you guys are inside of $50 away from tonight. You have been doing so well. I thank you so much. Keep it up. Fantastic. Just really finish her up. You're the best. Dick Von Du says, if you're a Christian, you shouldn't be taking money from satanic degenerates. I mean, I get, yeah, you could probably have that conversation. But at the same time, if you're a really good basketball player, what other options do you have to provide for yourself and your family, right? Electric Shoes says, I don't get the NBA and Pride Month thing, especially since most of their fans probably either don't care about his opinion or agree with him. Right. There's a lot of people who watch basketball that agree with that guy who's like, oh man, I don't like none of that booty shit. And also, Pride Month is in June, and that's when the season's wrapping up. Who gives a shit? The NBA Finals are in June. When are the NBA Finals? Because we're approaching the end of the regular season. The regular season will be over in mid-April. The playoffs will start in mid to late April. And, yeah, June 3rd, the NBA Finals start. So the playoffs are wrapped up in May, and the finals take place in June. And they'll go, at the latest, Game 7 will be on June 16th this year. So half the month. We're fine. We can skip Pride Month in the NBA. $1 from Professor Tie-Dye says, wasn't that your position in minor leagues? Solid bench player? I was never in the minor leagues. I played amateur baseball. Let me tell you something. There is a big difference between amateur baseball and minor league baseball. Amateur baseball, what I played is like the beer league softball version of baseball. Like those of us who can still hit a baseball and can still throw a baseball hard in our 20s, we don't play beer league softball yet. We play amateur baseball. And I played sparingly. I pitched. I'm trying to think. My first couple of years, I played amateur ball in like a 25 and under league. It was like a college league. I did hit a little. I played some first base and I pitched in that league and I did hit a little bit. But I think after I was done with those leagues, I only pitched. So I was not hitting. But yeah, solid bench play. Yeah, in terms of every day, yeah, bullpen guy. Loaded Wrench with $10. Thank you very much. Says, if they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. Yep. Absolutely. You ain't lying. Well, he ain't lying. Well, he's Jesus. Of course he ain't lying. $40 away from tonight. You guys are killing it. Thank you so much. Almost there. Chevrolet JB says, if it was Queer League, you would have been pro. I don't get it. Explain to me the joke so I can understand it. That is, by the way, Chevrolet JB providing a fantastic transition into our next topic, because our next topic, speaking of Queer League, is Clavvicular, who's had a busy weekend. Old Clav. You know, Two guys that I really like hooked up and did an interview. They didn't fuck each other, but didn't have gay sex. I mean, hooked up, like got together and did an interview. Andrew Callahan from Channel 5 News. I like him a lot. And Clavvicular, who I find wildly entertaining. I think the looks-maxing thing is hilarious. I think his like crazy autistic psychopathy is very enjoyable to watch. He got in trouble late last week because he mag dumped on an alligator in the Florida Everglades. That's a sentence that I just said. That's a thing that happened that came out of my mouth. That was a thing that occurred in the world. A looks-maxing streamer who bone smashes his face pulled out a pistol on stream and mag dumped on the corpse of an alligator. And he did it with this cold, autistic look in his eye and just sat back down the same way. It was, and he's apparently going to be in a bunch of trouble for that too. We'll go over that in a second. But real quick, Clavvicular gator. Yeah, he's emptied. Watch this kid's eyes as he fires on this gator. And it's been blurred. The gator's been blurred out so you can't see it, so it's safe for YouTube. Sure. Watch this. All right, we're going to cut it there because YouTube is kind of fucky with guns. We've been struck before for guns. So you saw the alligator, he mag dumps on it, and then he sits back down all chill like nothing happened. It gives you an insight into, what's going on up here or lack thereof. Maybe it's the meth, maybe it's the test, maybe it's the smash in the face with the hammer, but the kid's a little fucked up. So Andrew Callahan had him on for Channel 5 News. And the kid is a true believer. If you were wondering if this was all bullshit, Clav 100% buys into this looks-maxing shit. In fact, he thinks that having friends is gay. Going out to bars is stupid, even though that's like half his content that I see. And that watching the game is gay and retarded all in one. So some of you more antisocial types in our audience might actually find a new hero in Clavvicular. He says that instead of watching the game and having a beer with your buddies, what you should be doing is reading looks-maxing studies. You loser. And I just want to say... No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Here we go. This is Clavvicular and Andrew from Channel 5. This is just one of the Clav stories we have tonight. By the way, hit like. You've been doing great tonight. Appreciate you.
There, and engaging with people in real life? Yeah, there's really not that many people that are worth interacting with, I would say. What do you mean? Like, most people are extremely jester. Like, they're funny, or like they're just have completely misprioritized lives. I would say the average person that you meet who's like an enjoyer of sports, who drinks beer, for example, let's go have a beer at the pub and watch Sunday football. Like, that's the worst thing that you could do. Like, you should be...
Clav got beat up a lot in school. I have a feeling that Clav got shoved in a lot of lockers, might have gotten a swirly or two. I'm thinking Clav got old school bullied. Because like this, like when it's the game, it's very specific when they go after the game. That means that jocks weren't nice to him and that the girls he wanted in school were always going for the athletes. I bet you there's a background there that informs a lot of this.
On PubMed, reading various different studies on how you could looks-max.
You don't think there's any value in like social interactions with people?
I wouldn't say people in general. I'd say that there's certain people that you could certainly learn from, but the average person that you encounter is literally like ladaring.
Ladar, lay down and rot. That's what ladaring means. And he doesn't consider any of this like people having fun, people unwinding after a difficult, week of work or anything else. It's just ladaring. You're laying down and rotting. You're going out. You're leaving your house. You're meeting up with people. You're socializing, which is good for your brain and it's good for your health. Drinking beer is not a good thing. That's poison. But you can go to the restaurant or the bar and you can get something to eat and a water or something like that if you want to. And he's like, no, that's just rotting. Meanwhile, sitting on your fucking computer and reading PubMed studies about looks-maxing, that's not ladaring. That's not laying down and rotting. If I sit in my house on my computer with bad posture and fuck up my back and my spine for the rest of my life, and I just read how I can hit my face right with a heavy object to get my cheekbones to appear nicer, that's what I should be doing instead of having friends and a social life. I'm not saying either of those things is particularly productive, but one of them is far more productive than the other. Now, maybe you should be spending your time, donating your time to charity and working with blind kids, lepers or something. But like, when you see someone going up and being like, it's fucking stupid to go out with friends and watch sports and have a beer, you're just fucking up your life, you're just bullshit. That's a guy who's projecting a lot of his inward shit. I get this a lot from people, and you can tell, you're like, okay, leave him alone. This is a hurt people kind of a thing. This is a guy who he had a bad experience with jocks. Remember, he's only 20 years old. We're all full of shit at 20. But he's lost girlfriends to football players and stuff like that. It's just interesting when someone says, hey, this thing here that you're doing is laying down and rotting. It's bullshit. You talk about going to the pub, having a beer and watching the game. And you're like, all right, I'm willing to hear you out. Maybe that is. I mean, sitting there and drinking beer, being sedentary, watching football is not the healthiest way to live. So what should we be doing? Well, you should be sitting at home and reading PubMed studies, obsessing over looks maxing. It's like, yeah, no, you're not serious. Your criticism of the watching the game thing might hold more weight if you weren't retarded.
Like a baseball game.
So you think most of humanity is sort of like enslaved to these consumer habits that prevent them from ascending?
Yeah, I would say that's correct.
Says the guy who funnels thousands of dollars into the pharmaceutical industry every year with the peptides and the hormones and all the other stuff. Yeah, we're the slaves. That's something that all of us do when we're in our 20s, though. Everyone else doesn't get it, man. And we're on the right path, and the path everyone else is on is bullshit. Yeah, I know. I get it. I still like Clav, though. I still think Clav is okay. Oh, by the way, $1 from Professor Tie-Dye, thank you very much, says, that's right, Imholt the pitcher in the streets and catcher in the sheets. Taipan with $1 says, is this guy supposed to be a play on Caligula? You know what? I really don't know what the clavicular name is supposed to mean. By the way, Buzamok with the fucking, yeah, I get it. Your community that you like is full of losers and idiots. And if you can make me look like I beat somebody at some point, that somehow is going to stop you guys from being that. Sorry. You know it's not true. Apology accepted. I'll say that. Apology accepted, Buzmak, and I'll let you hang around. So then Clavicular gets arrested. Now, a lot of people thought that he got arrested for the alligator thing. He hasn't been arrested for the alligator thing yet, and we'll update you on that in a second. He got arrested for, it's such a weird charge. It's assault, but he didn't actually hit anyone. So I guess he facilitated a fight in public between two people, and he got arrested and charged for that. Well, apparently his girlfriend has now been arrested as well. There she is, Violet Lentz. And, you know, girlfriend is kind of generous. I think what a lot of these girls are is like wannabe influencers who hang around Miami and just hang off the dick of someone they think can get them views or, you know, get them hits on their OnlyFans or whatever. I don't know if that's who this girl is, but it wouldn't surprise me. Violet Lentz is following Clavicular into hot water, jail maxing in Florida after turning herself into police on a battery charge. A spokesman for the Osceola County Sheriff's Office tells TMZ Violet surrendered Sunday just before noon and was booked with misdemeanor battery. This is apparently the fight that happened that got them both arrested at different times.
Gather all you whores! Gather the whores up! Gather the whores up! You're a whore! You give your out to every just to get on a little stream and get ripped apart.
I mean, you know what? Okay, look, she may be being very uncouth right now, but she's not wrong. She's yelling at a girl who's clout chasing on a live stream and telling her she shakes her tits and pussy for anyone she can so she can get some views and get some attention. I mean, I think the reason that one hurts so much is because it's probably true.
Don't rip apart. Do not touch the out. No, get the out. Shut the up. Get the out. You came into my house and you did not let me inside the house and you let your boyfriend. Shut the
Hey, guys, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. I'm sure there were only tens of thousands of people watching this.
Get out. I'm gonna do not touch me. I'm gonna drag. Do not touch me.
Yo, you're
drag.
Uh-oh. Oh, we're pulling hair. Oh, it's white girls pulling hair. Oh, shit, it's white girls pulling hair. Yeah, that's pretty much where the fight stops. Once they've both got handfuls of hair, you're really not going to get any punches or anything like that in. One thing I will say racially about fights is that black women know they've made an art out of grabbing the hair and swinging and throwing people or punching them like a hockey player while they're holding the hair. White girls just grab the hair and like instinctively they don't know what to do. But Violent spent hours behind bars, getting released early today at 1:45 a.m. on a $1,000 bond. So now both her and her boyfriend, her boy toy Clavicular, have both been arrested now. They've both been arrested for the same fight. So like Clavicular, they charged him for like letting them do it. I guess if you don't break it up, that's a crime of some sort. Yeah, like a hockey jersey. Like black women will pull the hair and like throw some shots. White women, they just do this and they're like, okay, now we can stop. That's it. That's not how they do it in the hood, ladies. So now I bring up that story to bring up this one. I showed you the mag dumping with the alligator, right? People were like, well, that's the one people were most upset about. They're like, he's just taking a gun and laying into this alligator. And they said it was dead already, but it's still a crime in Florida to do that. And so they were like, well, when's this guy going to get in trouble for this? Well, today on Clavicular's live stream, he had to shut it down. I guess he's been doing 24-hour live streams around his house. And he had to shut the stream down at one point because the cops came a-looking for him to talk to him about said mag dump on the alligators.
That's just what it comes with.
Fuck, I think we should, might have to turn it off for like half hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just,
Be right back?
No, not even be right back. Just.
Uh-oh.
Yo, boys, we're gonna cut it for a little while. I've got to take care of some stuff. And, we'll come back soon. So we're gonna come back in a little bit, all right? I'll be back soon. I'll be back.
Sounds a little scared.
Got some things to take care of real quick. All right, sorry about that. All right, I'll be.
Oh boy. Yeah, so he had to talk to the authorities because police showed up to his door and they wanted to talk to him about the alligator incident. Now, personally, if I were Clavicular, I would have kept the stream going and I would have told the police, I have nothing to tell you without my lawyer present. Do not talk to them about the alligator thing. Look, they've seen the video. There's nothing you can tell them except shit they haven't seen that would get you in a lot of fucking trouble. So tell them, I appreciate you guys coming out here, but unless you have a warrant or unless you're going to arrest me, here's my lawyer's name. You can talk to him. Like you should have kept the stream going and you should have told it, do not talk to police when they want to question you about some shit you might have or might not have done. Do not ever talk to them. They are not your friends. They're not trying to help you. And the worst part is they will gaslight the fuck out of you. Well, I just want to make this go easy for you. And I just want to see you be able to put this thing behind us. So anything you can tell us that would help us and make our jobs easier, it can probably help you out also. Don't go in there or don't let them in. None of that shit. Because you're like, oh, maybe but a lot of people think this, and this is just life experience will teach you this. But they'll think, oh gosh, if I talk to the cops, I'm the smart guy. I'll be able to tell them, and then they'll understand, and they'll see it my way. No, dummy, they're gathering evidence on you. Don't help them. Make them do the fucking work. They're not the ones charging you anyway. The county attorney would charge you, not the police. So I think it was a mistake for Clavicular to stop the stream and talk to those officers. He should have never done that. Real Jacks 2 says, anytime a cop wants to talk to you, you say, I do not talk to the cops without an attorney. Right. Exactly. Never, ever, ever, ever. You keep that fucking stream on. You go right back to work and you tell those cops, here's my lawyer's name. Call him if you have something to say. Pray by 12 says, you understand you're giving advice to a guy named Clavicular. You know what? You're right. I have wasted my breath. Hey, I appreciate you guys having an amazing night so far tonight. I don't think it's too unreasonable to say no rally segment tonight. Let's knock out the last $40 we got left. You guys are rolling right now. Couple of 20s, handful of 10s, boatload of 5s, 22s. I don't give a shit. Let's knock it out. Let's call it a win for the toe, and let's bounce back from this morning. I appreciate it. By the way, I think I'm making an executive decision to take that $100 off the table. We won't worry about it. We'll just restart the week back at even. It's not a big deal. I know I freak out over the L's we take sometimes, but it's just because I'm a competitive piece of shit. A $100 loss is not going to bury us. But so we're just going to put that one behind us. You know what we'll do? We'll save it for Thursday, and we'll just attach a giant Oz bonus to it, I think. So how fucked this is the last Clavicular thing we have. How fucked is Clavicular on this this whole gator thing? You know, because a lot of people think, oh, it's a fucking gator. Why don't we give a shit? Benny Johnson, the allegedly gay Benny Johnson, had the Florida Attorney General on his show to talk about what they want to do with this Clavicular guy. Now, I think if Clav would have watched this interview before the cops got there, he would have told the cops he's not talking about him or talking to him, because it's very clear that they want to make an example out of this dipshit.
And there was an influencer, Clavicular, who was caught.
Benny, you homo. Stop pretending you don't know what his name is. That's the hackiest trick in the book.
Shooting one on a fan boat, and the footage is grotesque. We've blurred it here, but we find animal cruelty to be dishonorable and to be disgusting.
Dude, the allegation is that at every CPAC and every convention, you go and fuck college guys. Stop it. Stop with the over the top. We find it disgusting. We find it dishonorable. All these guys are trying to be Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity. It's just be the gay guy that you are. Yeah, it's fucked up that he mag dumped on a gator, but we don't have to be all proper and British about it. God, couldn't anyone else have gotten this interview but Benny Johnson? I hate him.
Nonetheless, there is this footage was all over my timeline this weekend of this influencer killing or shooting a dead or alive gator.
Now watch how this sociopath sits back down.
This is, again, illegal by statute. We pulled it by the statutes of Florida. Could you please give us an...
This guy's smiling. He's like, oh, I just mag dumped. Oh, that's how you react to that. You're like, oh, that was fucking cool. Clavicular just sits back down. That could have been a gator or the head of a police informant that he filled full of lead, and he would have felt the same thing. It could have been a potato or a small child, and he would have given a shit the same amount. This guy, maybe Clavicular needs to be locked up.
Update on this case, statute 379.409, that you're not allowed to, of course, slaughter a gator with a handgun like this. What's an update here, Mr. Driscoll?
Yeah, well, he's been arrested. Fish and Wildlife, the Conservation Commission here that oversees our state parks and permitting when it comes to hunting animals. They're deeply involved in an investigation. Obviously, we have the video, but we're crossing our T's, dotting our I's. It looks like a serious offense here. This is a felony. You can't just go out and shoot animals here in Florida. We have law and order. We have a permitting process.
Okay, hear me out, though. This is kind of Florida's fault in a way. Because, check it out. Florida kind of bills its state as the do whatever the fuck you want. We don't give a shit. We're a laid back state. We hear about you got gators and they're scary and all of that stuff. You kind of like, if you would tell me that it's okay to just find a gator and blow its head off, I'd kind of believe you. I'd be like, yeah, I bet you can do that in Florida. Texas is the same way. Like if you tell people you're violating our wildlife laws here in Texas, I'd be like, I didn't even know you had any. You guys kind of play it like you don't.
If you want to go on a gator hunt, there's certainly very appropriate ways to do that. But the imagery you see in the video is pretty careless and cocky. And at the end of the day, that might just be so stupid that it lands him a lot of time behind bars.
Let's look it up. What is the punishment? I think they're going to go after him. I do. And he hasn't made a lot of money yet doing all this bullshit he's doing. So it's not like he can like keep dragging this out and hire expensive lawyers. What should we, punishment for shooting a gator in Florida? $5,000 fine and up to 5 years in prison. It's a third-degree felony. Yeah, like he could get like a year for this, especially with priors with the other arrests. He's been arrested. If he gets arrested for this, that would be his third time in the state of Florida. Shit, yeah, he could go away for that. Brian says, stop filming your crimes, you morons. Yeah, what the fuck are you guys thinking? Committing all your crimes on... Look, you know what? I think since this is Holy Week, I think it's a time for understanding and maybe not being too hard on people who maybe make boneheaded decisions because they're in a really dark time in their life and they're feeling very spiteful and angry. So they do something that maybe normally they wouldn't do. And I don't know. Maybe we got to give Clavicular a little bit of break. And maybe we should just hit the goal because that moment of self-actualization was really, really funny and entertaining. I think that Clavicular guy's misunderstood more than anything else. I think old Clav deserves a second chance, you know? I've been thinking it over, and I'm like, well, look, it was stupid and everything, but, let he who is without stupidity cast the first stone. No, but in reality, if you're going to mag dump on an alligator, filming it is not the best idea in the world. Please and thank you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Happy Wawa customer gifting a membership over on Rumble. Thank you very much. Hey, guys, we're just $35 away from a win tonight. Why don't you ease into those comfy goal slippers and give us a nice bedtime win for the evening? Matter of fact, keep going with those gifted memberships, and we'll be done in no time. Rabbi Smoothie says, Clav will go to church with you. I'd go to church with Clav. I'd go to mass with anyone. Don't call it church, by the way. We could call it mass. There's a lot of different official things you can call it. Some people call the whole mass the homily, but the homily is you do the readings and then the priest comes up and speaks. Some people in other religions call that a sermon. Some people call the whole Catholic Mass the homily. Maybe that's correct. I don't know. I'm still rusty. But there's a lot of rules in Catholicism. That's why a lot of people don't like it. You can call it the Mass. You can call it the Eucharist. You can call it the liturgy of the Eucharist. You can call it a lot of different shit. But I'd go with Clav for sure. Messenger 911 was the one who was gifted that membership from Happy Wawa customer. Thank you very much. Did you guys see the guy that Donald Trump pardoned today? We're going to talk about this on tomorrow's show, but I got to get ready for it because, oh boy, Donald Trump pardoned a real gem today. A real gem. And let's just say that he's not going to beat those allegations of being controlled by a certain group of people anytime soon. Nomo says, do it with Clav and don't forget Shia. Dude, not only would I die to go to Mass with Shia LaBeouf and then go out for breakfast afterwards. He's not allowed to drink, though. We really got to work on keeping Shia away from that booze. Thank you, guys. $35 away from tonight. I'm excited to get a nice and easy win, especially from the evening show crowd. So knock on wood, I hope you guys feel like doing that. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. Oh, my God, $290 for this evening. Thanks a ton, guys. I'm sure we probably got up to $300 at some point. I haven't been paying attention. Thank you, one and all. Bring it in for a landing. Let's call it a win. Okay, this is actually kind of badass. The Canadian Broadcast Company was broadcasting a Rush concert because, you know, Canada's only got like Bryan Adams, Rush. Go ahead. Your turn. Bryan Adams, Rush. There. Snow. All right, so we got Snow. We got Rush, we got Bryan Adams, and now we're running out of singers. So they had a Rush concert on the CBC, and you know how like during COVID we really started noticing all the sign language people who were out with the governor and everybody when they were given their COVID-19 updates? Well, now the Canadian Broadcast Company hired an interpreter to play air guitar for deaf people during a Rush concert broadcast. This is so awesome. I don't want to hear anybody complain about this. I don't want to hear anybody be offended because you don't have to look at it. You don't have to watch it. But how fucking awesome is this that I'm willing to get my YouTube demonetized tonight and have to edit it out just to show you, guys, you're going to think that this is an SNL sketch. You're going to think that I'm showing you something from some comedy show. The CBC actually hired this dude to air guitar and I think air drum also for a Rush concert. Now we'll do it like we're deaf. So there's the lyrics, but then he goes to the guitar playing. So he's sign languaging the lyrics, but he's noodling. He's noodling during the guitar solos. So if I'm deaf, I know that they're singing. Okay, we're singing. And now I know that they're playing guitar. Now we're singing again. We're singing. You know what? I could see. Now I know it's a guitar solo and there's no words. There's no point though. Like, okay, if you're deaf, why do you give a fuck about music? I guess maybe you could play it in your head and you could hear the music in your head. I guess that would work. But like, just seems like of all the programming you could watch that's compatible for deafness, this seems pretty low on the list. I guess Canadians really do love Rush. I love how I'm not playing any sound with this, but yet I still felt the need to pause it. I could have just kept this thing running. Oh, and there's he's throwing a little drums in too. This guy's actually not only an incredible sign language guy, he's a remarkable air bander. Like this guy could be in an air band. Look at him switch effortlessly from guitar to drums to lead vocals. And he's got guitar faces and everything. Look at that, right back to drums. Get back to the guitar. Get back, there he is, right back, seamlessly into guitar after the drum solo. And this guy knows he's killing it. Look at him. This guy's practiced a lot. Back to drums. Back to singing. He even goes back to lead vocals. Now we're lead singing. He's in the mic. And then back to the guitar again. God, this guy's great. He's right. God, how do you get a gig like that? Canada really is an interesting place. They can, you have a guy who can translate a whole Rush concert with air guitar, and if you go in for a bad back, they'll ask you if they just want to take you out back and put a bullet in your head and call it a day. I mean, it really is a wild place to be. Oh, no, I just had a $5 donation and I lost it. JS with $4.99 says, I watched clips of you embarrassing yourself from last week. Bro, you can watch clips of me embarrassing myself all the time. It's called watching the show. You kept saying how bad your show is. You called it dog shit. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you only watch shows where they like only follow drama and they pretend they're actually doing a show? That's adorable. Yeah, see, around here, we're self-critical. We can always do better because we're doing an actual show. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. As Packer becoming a member for 26 months. Appreciate that. No, Toonses. He says you should see him mime and sign for the Canadian porn industry. I'm good. You know what? I'm going to take him at his word. I'm going to take him at his word. Guys, you're only $30 away from tonight. Finish it up. 5 gifted memberships and then a $5 on top of that. And we call it a win for the toe. Let's do this without a rally segment tonight. Thank you so much. Somebody told me that there was a stabbing at an indie wrestling event. And there was a big brawl that started afterwards. A crazy fan. And, you know, there's like, wrestling is so like exposed now, like the business of it. They're exposing the goddamn business. I can say goddamn in that sense because I'm being Jim Cornette. Forgive me. But the business is so exposed now and people know it's fake or they know it's predetermined. So when you can still get fans so invested that they hate you enough to stab you, look, hear me out. It sucks that you got stabbed. That's terrible. That's awful. But how about the fact that you're so good at what you do, you got someone to stab you? I mean, that's really something. So at this, I don't even know what organization it was. It's RPW, Ruthless Pro Wrestling, ran its Omega event at the Berwyn Eagles Club in Illinois. Okay, that sucks because now what you're getting stabbed for a show you did at an Eagles Club. I'd imagine you made a few $100. It was for the Deathmatch World Championship. It was Schlack versus Cruel. That was the match they had at the Omega Fest or whatever the hell it was called. And one of the fans got in there and stabbed one of the guys. Now, what we have for you now is the aftermath where a bunch of wrestlers and other people get into a fight with the stabber and hands start getting thrown and shit gets chaotic. If you're a wrestler and you're beating a guy up, do you think it takes a couple of blows before you go, oh shit, I don't need to throw working punches? Like I see him throw those forearms to the guy's back and I'm like, that's a wrestling thing. Like if you do that in real life, that doesn't hurt as much as a punch right to the face or a shot to the ribs. Like that forearm on the back is not, you see this guy in the black and yellow here and he's throwing the forearm shots to the back and it's like, bro, this is a shoot. You gotta really get after this guy. See, like the punches and the hammer fist, those are good. Those are solid strikes. The forearm to the back, that's some NWO shit. See, look at that right there. How unfortunate if that's not the guy who stabbed the dude. Like, what are this guy's getting punched in the head and he's trying to go, ow, fuck, it wasn't me. Ow, Jesus, I didn't stab it was the guy, he ran that way. God, shit. Just make sure, if you're going to bludgeon a guy half to death for stabbing one of your boys, make sure you got the right guy. How many times are they going to punch this guy before they can actually drop him? No offense, but they're coming off as some bitches right now. Oh! Guys, I think he's concussed already. I don't think he knows where he is anymore. That one guy still had his wrestling mask on. Go back. This guy didn't take off his Bane mask. You talk about a guy living the gimmick. He even beats the shit out of you in real life with that mask on. Oh, they say kayfabe is dead. Not for this fella. Guys, we can stop hitting him in the head now. No, we can stop. No, he can't even bring his arms up to defend himself. We can stop with the punching. Less steroids, brother. You know what, though? I mean, I hate that guy stabbed somebody, and that is a psychotic thing to do. But the fact that he took that ass whooping and walked out of there, I mean, I don't want to give the guy any credit. But, I mean, that's pretty impressive to walk away from something like that. Phil Herslit says Aaron would have kicked all their asses. Oh, yeah, I would have just gotten in there and, it would have just been like, John J. Rambo just taking care of everybody. Are you kidding? I would have gotten fucking killed. Toon says the driving cat saying, is that the World Methling Federation? Yeah, a lot of those guys looked, let's just say a lot of those guys looked like maybe they've had a rough background, so to speak. Guys, we're only $30 away. You got us to 30. You got me all excited. Let's rally it up. I don't want to do the rally segment tonight. I especially don't want to do a rally segment for $30 and lose. And we haven't had to mention money at all this evening. Let's make this the worst we have to do it. Also, all Venmo contributions tonight. I found out that there's a thank you button, so I'm excited to hit the thank you button on all the Venmos. The links are in the chat. Fire away. We just need a couple more to notch our first win of the week. My Lost Interest says he would have done better, but he had a torn rotator cuff. Oh, yeah. Well, that's why you got to work on that left, Get that elbow up, turn it over, get really. You gotta make sure you can throw with both hands, because you never know, especially at an advanced age, when that rotator cuff's gonna give out. And then you short your rights, and it's bad all around. So this next clip has been going around a lot of places. This is there's no other way to put this other than workplace abuse. An IT guy came to handle a tech issue that a judge was having. And from what I can tell, this IT guy saved the judge's ass. The judge doesn't know shit about technology, doesn't know how to get any of this stuff to work. So the IT guy comes in and he fixes it for him, does what an IT guy's supposed to do, only to have the judge be a complete dick to him about it. Now, look, I get it. Like, IT guys can sometimes be the smuggest, shittiest, kind of snide guys in the office. But this guy just did you a solid. We don't have to be a dick. The judge's name is Nathan J. Milron. And this IT guy came to fix a problem for it. And the judge, who looks a little bit like Paul Dano, was being a massive dick. You judge.
You don't. And you're disjoined from the audio here, right? Yeah, should be. Let me see. Sorry. Mariah, did I make this up? No. 5 seconds. 1 second. You don't have to go far. You're disjoined. Okay. Yeah, you're good. Okay. False alarm. No, it wasn't a false alarm. False negative. Sorry. Don't joke around. I'm serious about this. It was happening.
Okay. Wait a minute. I'm not trying to say that the judge is in the right in being like a stressed out prick to this guy. But the IT guy was doing some passive aggressive IT guy shit. I knew it. I said it before we played this, didn't I say? These IT guys can be dicks. I mean, this guy's wearing sunglasses on top of his head inside. Unless he's just got really shiny black hair, in which I feel racist now. But he is kind of being a dick. He's going like, false negative. Like, he's kind of like IT guys. Some IT guys feel the need to do that. Like, not only help you, but then tell you how fucking stupid you were. That's why that, Nick Burns, your company's computer guy, that SNL sketch has lived on. Why do I keep saying sketch tonight? That sketch has lived on so long because it's very accurate. It's an accurate depiction of a lot of those IT guys. So him going, oh, yeah, they're pretty easy. False negative. And the judge is like, no, because when you say false negative, it's kind of saying, oh, the judge is a retard. So I'm not as hateful of this judge as most people are. This guy's being kind of cunty. 1 second. You don't have to go far. You're disjoined. Okay. Yeah, you're good. See, look, and I'm also seeing a lot of camera cuts. Anytime there's a lot of camera cuts, I'm skeptical.
Okay. False alarm.
No, it wasn't a false alarm.
False negative. Sorry.
Don't joke around. I'm serious about this. It was happening. Again.
I understand. I'm just saying I can't see it, sir.
We're good. Thank you. Get out of my courtroom. Find his supervisor. Jesus Christ. Sick and tired of this bullshit today.
I don't think he's gonna complain to the supervisor, and the supervisor is gonna go to that IT guy and he's gonna go, look, the judge was stressed out today. That's the other thing. Like, these judges, you got to remember, they're dealing with all they see all day are just pieces of human shit, like me or Zach X or Clavicular. And then those are like the easy ones. And then it's like the rapists and the murderers and the real drag pieces of shit. And they see that all day. And the last thing they want to hear is some IT dick go, false alarm, right? Yeah, you thought it was something it wasn't, you retard. It's like, okay, we get it. You know computers. I don't, but I was having a problem. Thank you for fixing it. I appreciate it. Get your supervisor is kind of like an overreaction, though. And I guarantee that it was an overreaction because he had just been dealing with fucking dummies all day. I don't necessarily think this judge is this terrible guy that so many other people seem to think, because that IT guy was doing that passive aggressive thing. And he was doing that passive aggressive thing that sometimes, usually women do this more than men. That thing where they like do something and you're not dumb, so you know it's shitty, but you calling it out then becomes the shitty thing. So like, you don't want to let the disrespect go because it does feel disrespectful. So you go, why you got to be a dick about it? And then the thing you just fucked up is now they'll go, what? What do you mean I was being disrespectful and a dick? I was just saying false alarm. That's what that guy was doing. And that can be very upsetting. So I'm not totally against the judge on that one. The let me speak to your supervisor, that's a little bitchy. I'm going to write that off too. He hears a bunch of retards all day and he hasn't had lunch yet. They've done studies on that, by the way, that judges hand out harsher sentences before they eat for the day than after, before lunch and after lunch. It's scientific. But no, I don't think that guy is as bad as people on the internet are making him out to be. See, Kreutz says judge should have hung the... Oh, Jesus, I can't read that. Don't read that. All right, we're still $30 away, guys. Okay, now I'm getting to that point. You can't get down to 30 like with like 45 minutes left and we post an L. I don't trust any rally anymore. Throw in 5 or 10. Let's knock this out. Let's call it a win for the toe. Next one we've got is a woman arguing with a police officer, and these people are always a gem. This is one of those, I'm a free inhabitant. I don't have to be, this, that, or the other thing. I'm not privy to your laws because I'm a free inhabitant, roaming citizen, or whatever. This dumb shit. It's like when Wesley Snipes thought he didn't have to pay income taxes because it's not like it wasn't passed properly. It's like, no, they're going to throw your ass in jail. Trust me. OG Anonymous Fake Dono on Venmo says, apparently I'm now just in it for the Venmo thank you. Fuck my life. Hey, don't fuck your life. I appreciate the 5, and now we only need 5 more of those 5s to call it a win for the toe tonight. And look, you get the thank you. Boom. Thanks on Venmo to OG Anonymous Fake Dono. I love that I have that thanks button now. Oh, wait, we got another. Hold on. Now there's another one. Oh, wait, no, that was just, that was it. I don't hit thank you usually, so now it tells me that I officially thanked him. What a guy. Let's go ahead and check this one out. You guys throw in 5 memberships, get that 25 in. Let's call it a dub. So she's filming this with one hand and not getting out of the car with the other. She was pulled over for swerving between lanes. She was driving the wrong way. She was driving down the wrong way of the road, putting lives in danger.
I'm just documenting that I'm getting pulled over.
Step out of the vehicle. You are refusing to exit voluntarily.
And this is a cop trying to pull me out of my vehicle. I got pulled over because...
Bro, not a good look, though. I know she's not the skinniest woman who's ever lived, but not a good look that you can't take her down, bro. I'm just saying.
I got pulled over because I was in the wrong lane, and he is now trying to pull me out of my vehicle.
I got pulled over because I was in the wrong lane. Yeah, that's a reason to get pulled over. That's something that happens.
Ma'am, again, I am going to ask you to exit the vehicle. Ma'am, for my safety and yours, exit the vehicle now.
I have an idea. If she resists again, just shoot her. We'll all swear that we saw her holding a gun. This is sad. This is actually kind of sad. Like this guy, look, he's not a small guy. He's kind of a big dude. You should be able to pull this heifer out of this van or SUV or whichever she's driving. You should be able to take her down, buddy. Come on. Let's play to win here. Play to win. This is awkward. This is really awkward.
Do you see yourself right now?
Okay, she's not wrong there. She's not. Sir, do you see yourself right now? No offense, dude. You do look like a dipshit.
122, I'm not able to get her to exit.
Get her backside? No, get her to exit,
All right.
He said.
Don't move that hand.
I have no guns on me, no weapons on me. My hands have been on the steering wheel, and he just grabbed my hand off the steering wheel and is now trying to get me out of my vehicle.
Right. There's nothing wrong with any of that. He's allowed to do that during this kind of a traffic stop.
By force.
Ma'am, you are refusing to exit the vehicle. I did so for officer safety.
I'm pulled over on the interstate. Cars are going 70 miles an hour. And this police officer is trying to pull me out of my vehicle when there are no weapons in the vehicle. And I stated this and got my hands on the wheel.
Really? I'm so depressed. Like, I was watching the video with 10 seconds left. I'm like, when's he put her in a headlock and drag her out? He never did. He just stays pulling on her arm like an asshole. Oh, man. Nobody would have blamed you for headlocking her and pulling her out. And you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. She's that guy, she's narrating that guy's failed arrest. That poor guy can't get her out of the thing. And she's like, sir, do you see yourself right now? You look ridiculous. And she's not wrong. He does look ridiculous. Sam Show says, you can't arrest the narrator, dumbass. Oh, well, then I fucked up. All right, I got time for one more. Then we got a rally to make $25. I still think we can win, but don't do this. Like, just gift 5 memberships. Let's call it a win. I don't want to do a rally segment tonight. I just want to notch the W and say today was perfect, or say tonight was perfect. Thank you guys so much for your generosity. I appreciate it so much. Let's push through for that last 25 and call it a win for the toe. Let's do this. A bunch of liberal trolls went to Andrew Colvett and the TPUSA guys and showed them a lighter that they made for Charlie Kirk. Now, TPUSA has no right to criticize these people for making this lighter because the way they've exploited Charlie Kirk's death, it made me think that these people were like for real, like conservatives, and they made this for Charlie. Let's go ahead and watch how indignant Andrew Colvett gets about this.
I have a parting gift for you.
Hey, carry the flame. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry on the flame. Well, with all
that's kind of funny. You guys will use his name on podcasts. You will sell the shirts that he got shot in. You will have a recreation of the tent he got shot in at America Fest. But these lefties make a lighter joke, and all of a sudden you get to be offended. Fuck Andrew Colvett, you shill.
respect, no, you don't. But you carry on your own flame. This is sacrilege.
No, should I say
sacrilege? He's not the Pope. He's not Jesus. He's Charlie Kirk. He's a guy who talks shit on the internet. He did a good job. A lot of people liked him. But it's not sacrilege. They made a lighter. And by the way, look at Blake Neff. I hate this guy so much. Look at how like nervous and confused he is by a lighter. Quick, light it, make fire. He'll lose his mind.
It's a hyperflame. Why write "We Are Charlie Kirk" when it's your guys' thing?
So you respect Charlie?
Yeah, we did respect Charlie, absolutely.
You guys don't.
Okay. Well,
look at Blake.
Maybe you can find new ways to express that in the future.
High school.
You guys can put his name on wars that he was against, but they can't put his name on a lighter. Suck it. All right, guys, I really would appreciate the rally. Let's do it old school. Train and Erica, that's what we're doing. Fire it up, $25 away. Let's do it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. I didn't think we'd be here tonight because you guys have been rocking it all evening long. Let's get this last 25 handled and call it a win for the toe. Let's go, baby. Let's go. 5s and 10s, 20s and 30s, whatever. Knock it out. Call it a win for the toe. I'd like one today. We've been missing a lot. I hate it. I don't like. Yeah, we end up making it in the end, but great show tonight. It went by quick. You guys have done great. Just push forward a little bit for me. Gift a membership. Gift 5 of them. Throw in a 10. If you want to do 20, do 20. Just be generous. Let's do it. Boozamok, I'm going to cut you loose if you don't cut the bullshit. Vince Griswold with $2. Thank you very much. I'm really nice to you, seeing as you are you're anti everything me, and you follow like really gross people, and you like suck their dicks. So I'm trying to be nice to you. Cut the bullshit. $2 from Vince Griswold. Thank you very much. Let's get it going. Thank you, buddy. Let's do it. Little less than 25 away. Hey! Oh, never mind. We're done. Never mind. We're done. Thank you very much, Von Kaiser, for $25.
Wanna fuck?
Hey, fuck. There we go. It's a win for the toe. Sorry, Boozmock. Sorry, buddy. I know you were here for something better than that, and it looks like the crowd is torn 50-50 on you as well. You did get a fuck you, and you did get a you're fine and I'm a fag, but that came from Bapa Shab, and he's a Nazi. Look out. He is one of those anti-Semites that your crowd thinks I'm so scary and evil for doing. So Actually, Bapa Shab would say about me, he's like, if you're anti-Semitic, then what the fuck am I? Which I would agree with. Thank you guys very much. We knocked it out. We barely needed a rally. That's the kind of show I'm talking about, baby. Thank you so much. I bet you I'm going to get a lot less comments on this one than the one from this morning. Funny how that works out. Don't let me think that I'm in your head at all, though. That would be bad. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your night. I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And Johnny will be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. We had some fucking, some tech issues. We had some bullshit. 199 from Unnerving Brain says, I was about to keep the rally going with this. Well, guess what? You're the man. You're still great. You still kept it going. In fact, you donating that and me having to acknowledge it kept me here a little bit longer. And you know what? I bet you one of you really wants to throw a red boy in after I leave tonight. I'm a greedy. You know what? That's Jewish. And on that, I say tonight, L'chaim.